make the most this. Streaming through history, uncovering mysteries. That's why the whites are living in misery. We keep the audience elevating as we continue navigating through centuries of adventures of the ever-evolving small hat wizardry. Ardy and let us show you what you might have missed.
Oh, and it Rookerike, we're pretty live right now. A little bit of futuristic, cyberpunk, going on there.
Hello, general listener. Welcome back to Ardy and Fist. We are same unusual hosts as you always get and have definitely not been replaced by Chinese communist operatives. Please to enjoy same program that you would usually enjoy with a funny takes and a joke about the moose. Please to welcome.
Oh, Whiteman is so good. Whiteman is very, very good.
It's so smart. It's so smart.
Yeah, from American penis so big. Japanese is so small, so small.
You have such a massive penis. Yes, welcome back. Another episode. Ardy and Fist. I am Fist. He is Ardy, or I am Ardy. He is Fist. Oh yeah, it's hard to tell.
Some people can't tell the difference. Like, for example, William couldn't tell the difference between us. Did you know that?
I find that hard to believe. We don't sound the same. I hear tell that you were accused of being a trans Australian. I take that very personally. Thank you very much.
Here's what happens is sometimes I'll raid another stream. One time I raided Jake Rattlesnake, but people won't say rhetorically defective. They'll say Ardy and Fist. And so Jake Rattlesnake, who's Australian, goes to Ardy and Fist, and he hears you, an Australian man, speaking, and he goes, "Oh, a couple of Aussies. Look at that. A couple of Aussies sending people my way." No, it's rhetorically defective as a channel, and their wires get crossed sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's how we do, mate, right? We load a wombat into the catapult, right? And we, catapult our viewers across the digital nullarbor into somebody else's, stream. It's like, look, it's one of the things you got to understand about Australia, right? It looks like a technically advanced country from the outside. Yeah. But it's all held together with duct tape and koala nails. You might not know this, but koala nails are, amazingly useful devices. You can put them in your breakfast cereal. Yeah. You can plug up electrical gaps with them. Amazing. The majesty, natural majesty.
The crazy thing about Australia is that even though your toilets flush upside down, we still both have the same issues with migration. Isn't that crazy? That it seems to be only a white Western world issue. Why aren't any other countries being flooded with so many immigrants? I don't understand. We should have a lot more differences. I understand that we're white countries and everything, right? But by geography, we live so far from each other. You would assume that we would be a little more different than we are right now, but we seem very similar with the issues that we're going through.
It's almost like there's sort of some genetic continuity between peoples, even if they're on different parts of the earth. I feel like, this is a very new idea that I just had. Like, maybe someone should think of a name of it. Name for it.
We have a lot of meat for you today, fellas.
Yeah, we got a girthy one.
It's been
right?
very meaty. We got James Lindsay talking to Winston Marshall about what fascism really is, okay? In 2026, dude. I have been chronicling James Lindsay's journey into whatever he is now. And I think it's incredible that we've been making fun of James Lindsay, but now the neocons are all turning into James Lindsay. He was actually a pioneer in being this much of a cringe lolcow on the kosher centrist area of the political spectrum.
Yeah, well, I mean, this makes perfect sense, right? Like, I think I've said this before, right? You can't. If the only real way you can define a nation is either race or religion, and since the moves will not allow either of those definitions, the definition just becomes retarded, and everyone argues about it again and again and again, right? Like, what is it? What is America? Well, it's white Americans. Oh, no. We can't do that. Well, maybe it's Christianity. Oh, no. We can't do that. So then it just becomes like, maybe it's like a vague covenant or something. It was always going to go this way,
well,
right?
I know, but if you're going to be doing this like amorphous covenantal civic nationalism, don't really try to be edgy, right? Virillium is trying to do edgy civic nationalism. It's fucking incredible. Speaking of which, my video is doing rather well, and there seems to be an uptick in people wanting to make fun of Virillium, and I am the premier Virillium A-logger, which means I am contractually obligated as the YouTube monarch to serve my people and do a stream on Virillium tomorrow. I always got something in the back pocket, fellas, for a Virillium stream, okay?
You got to dad ass first.
Oh my dear Lord, it's never ending. But all of a sudden there's an uptick of like, yeah, wait a minute, who is this guy? And like I keep seeing he's like has popular numbers, but I don't really see like a fan anywhere. And I mentioned that in the video, and in my comments, somebody was like, yeah, I'm a black guy. I guess I'm a Virillium fan. And I'm like, that makes sense. The nons and people that aren't from the United States. That one would imagine that would be his fan base. That was very honest of you. Thank you.
The scrapings. the leftover parts from the Chinese restaurant kind of like thing. Also, like, since we're like plugging stuff, you can listen to the last episode of Clown Based Lifeforms. It's up now. What were we talking about? Me and Aaron went down this like really weird rabbit hole about all these like weird UK NGOs that are like male allies.
NGO research, that's always fun.
Yeah, but it actually was, because it's so freaking absurd. Like,
well, it keeps going. I bet like one like leads to the other and rubs elbows with this one. Yeah,
it does. It's just a never-ending rabbit hole. But check it out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it,
fellas. Today we also have Joe Rogan talking to JD Vance, which I don't know what the outcome was supposed to be of that conversation. Is that supposed to? What do you think the function of that was? To humanize JD Vance, to get him ready for a run, to have him start slowly, maybe start distancing himself from certain things from the Trump admin?
Yeah, I think so. I think the whole Israel thing has now gotten so huge that they can't really ignore it anymore, quite frankly. I think
of course they can. Trump's decisions have nothing to do with Israel. You heard him. You heard JD
right.
Vance.
I mean,
come on.
Right. I mean, I heard him. Okay. But is anyone going to believe that? Okay. So once again, right, we have moved from phase 1 to phase 2, right? I hate to do it to you.
I know it's just a phase, though. I'm sure it'll pass, Fist. It's just a phase.
So, phase 1, they're like, listen, we'll just ignore this. Like, it'll go away. But now they're launching like a proper, full scale war on Iran, it looks like. So it's not going to go. So Vance, he's got to sort of leverage himself and be like, yeah, maybe, just maybe Israel might have possibly in another universe, possibly done some things that were just slightly a little bit extreme. Obviously, he's not going to say anything bad about them, right? But he might say, well, if I was in charge, maybe I would have handled it differently. But of course I wasn't. So really none of the responsibility accrues to me, right? He's like, Trump's the president and it's my job to support the president in everything that he does. And so therefore all of his bad decisions are on him. Fuck knows how this is going to play out, man. Apparently the Houthis are like preparing to close the second
strait.
So enjoy.
And fellas, we have Alistair Campbell talking to Triggernomentry, and this is he more annoying than Keir Starmer? Because Keir Starmer has more power, right? He's more malicious, but would you say he's more annoying than Keir Starmer?
I would, and Campbell's been around for a lot longer, right? He was close to Tony Blair. Starmer does not, in my opinion, have the kind of institutional heft that someone like Alistair Campbell has. Also, he does a podcast with my second least favorite lib shite, Rory Stewart, and it's just it's just.
Listen to Fist.
It's like watching two white libshites who think they still live in 1990, right? Living in one of the few remaining completely posh parts of London, right? None of this shit affects them, right? The police would be like totally polite to them. They don't have to deal with mass immigration, and the whole thing is just like, I'm so tired of hearing these populist talking points that we've got too much immigration, right? I found a clip of him, right, basically saying that he's very, very proud of the French for only having one white guy in their World Cup team. He's just what?
Very similar with Biden, yeah.
Oh, man,
well,
he should go live in one of the less salubrious parts of London and see how he fucking likes it, is all I can say.
Sure, and with so many difficult things going on in the world right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is look to Christianity. So, fellas, when Fist tells me, okay, to go to liturgy, this right here, okay, is what he's talking about, all right? When he tells me to honor Christ, this is what he's trying to push me toward. Can you believe it?
Every person must be broken off of the Bible in Jesus' name. Facing the light so powerfully.
Okay, what if you had to assume what denomination this is? This is Eastern Orthodox, right? Oh, no,
why
happy
do you do this to me, Ardy? Oh my God, no! Pentecostal would be my guess.
I love it. The reason
why
why I love watching this, okay, is because I used to see this and go, "See, Christianity is stupid."
Yeah,
for
me too.
Most of my life.
Yep.
And for so long, I was like, "Oh, see, you see how crazy Christianity is and not realistic it is." And then in 2016, I was like, "Wow, Ben Shapiro was the factual guy. How did that happen?"
That's right.
Right? And then I'm seeing Steven Crowder, and then I'm seeing and then later on, I start streaming with you, and you're like, "Oh, I'm an Orthodox Christian." I'm like, "What?" And then I see Andrew Wilson. He's like, "I'm an Orthodox Christian." I'm like, "What?" What? It was a very heavy 2 years for your boy Ardy in terms of discernment with Christianity. Okay,
oh man,
moving at the speed of white over here.
Remember when Shapiro used to own the libs? Oh, we were so innocent back then. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Right? This is the real stuff, okay? By a woman, of course.
They're doing fentanyl in the aisles?
I was just going to say, you never have a fentanyl reaction to Christ? Then you don't believe, okay?
You fentanyl in the fucking communion wafer.
If you're not folded over like a dollar store lawn chair at a pharmacy, okay? You don't believe in Christ, all right? Then do you really believe?
What is this, like the Church of the Holy Embolism or something?
Dude. Imagine putting on your nice going out clothes just to roll over the ground.
Texas more than any state in America. I think by far, because of the hunger.
I love how the black woman still sounds black. No. I thought it was appropriate.
This is.
I love it.
I mean, this is terrible. I mean, you don't need a church, right? You just got to spack out in a bookstore, right? That's the message of Jesus.
But it's weird because it's not considered idolatry for this woman it's that this woman allows them to feel the spirit? Because how do you not consider this to be idolatry? Because they're like,
So
no, she's not doing this to me. She allows me to feel the spirit of Christ. This is the white version of black churches, I feel like.
Yeah, I actually think there's something to that. It's weird. They set up this like space where people can like sort of spack out, and it's got a very sort of like female hysteria kind of like element to it. I mean, this to me is so alien to Christianity, right? Like this man called Hinduism.
People need to hear it. Yeah, right? That's
just
what people
like,
need to hear.
What even is this?
Well, I feel like oftentimes when pagans or Christ-critical people will demonize or criticize Christianity, it's like, well, what Christianity are you talking about? They're like, Christianity in general. It's like, that's not even that doesn't even count as anything. You have to be a little more specific if you're going to try and levy a meaningful criticism, you know?
But I used to be like that as well, right?
Yeah,
you know, right?
Like, we've been surrounded by it, you know, unless you've been inculcated into an actual familial culture. For some reason, society in general is degenerate. I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder why that. Even if like you don't have a father or your parents aren't together, I wonder why just being surrounded by the mooish influenced media that the disproportionate influence in media that they have somehow churns out a degenerate society. You would think that like these Judeo-Christian values that are just sparsely populated throughout the country would still fill in the cracks of a broken family. But apparently, if you have a broken family and it's just left up to the school systems, media in general, for some reason, it completely increases a person's chance of being degenerate. I feel like back in history, like even if someone's like father died in a war, the kid just didn't turn into a degenerate. Like the community would help raise the child. I feel like it seems like we've lost that in a secular society.
Because we've replaced it with the awesome power of being an individual. What the fuck's wrong with you, Ardy? Right? Think of all the amazing things that liberal individualism has brought to us, right? You're free to like do as much drugs as you want, right? You're free to like show your butthole on OnlyFans. You're free to take out a high interest loan, to gamble on the stock market, to neglect your children. I mean, you don't even have to have children anymore, right? Like, oh, man.
Unironically, when the classical liberals make the liberty argument, it is to show their butthole on OnlyFans. I mean, do they ever say that? Like, well, no, I know that we don't agree with it, but they have a right to do it. Like that, they are including that in, like when Joel Berry talks about like liberty and whatnot, they never define it, and it's like it's just liberty to be degenerate.
You know, it's
what do you need liberty to do?
It's funny as well, right? Like a lot of these same people, they'll talk about like, you know, power imbalances between people, but they'll never talk about like power imbalances between like organized groups and like the rest of society.
Things with massive influence.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, you know, like, you know, that's this, you know, one organized group in particular. No, it's fine, right? It's totally fine because this organized group, all they do is good things. Right, like, you know, puppies and
you're gonna,
flowers and
Fist,
you know.
You're gonna tell me this isn't good?
Everything from the past to be gone. All immune diseases will be refined.
The convulsing is bizarre to me. How do you make yourself convulse?
It's all women. You notice this, right?
Very much so. And that's society, since we can't beat the shit out of them anymore. Speaking of women that we want to beat the shit out of, fellas. You ever been to a funeral? Okay? It's a very difficult and emotional time for a lot of us, and different communities and demographics grieve differently. Fist, are you familiar with the classic American funeral song by Juvenile, Back That Ass Up?
I can't say that I am. Actually, it's written in, you mean Juvenile, like the 16th century composer.
Do you know the song Back That Ass Up by Juvenile? I don't know how far
I do not.
Okay, well,
I have a feeling I'm about to.
So, I mean, when I was like 15, this song was like cringe and stupid. I used to say when I was 15, I'm like, it's just N-words and drums. I don't understand how this is music. But I was like forced to listen to it every day in the bus. So, here we go. It's time to grieve.
Boy, you look good when you back that ass up. You's a fine motherfucker when you back that ass up. Bitch, call me Big Daddy.
Go on, baby.
Boy, who is you playing when you back that ass up? Boy, you look good when you back that ass up. Boy, who is you playing when you back that ass up? You can call me Big Mama when you back that ass up.
Thank you.
Boy, who is you calling when you back that ass up?
I beg it up.
You know, imagine, we're doing a cultural exchange fist, okay?
Right.
And, you want to pay respect to the, other, it's multiculturalism, right? Just a
Right.
lot of different cultures, and you would go there. Would you be able to hold in? Would you have to walk out if you saw that happen? Could you last
no.
30 seconds?
What I would be really concerned with, right, like as a white person, would be like how to culturally integrate with such a gathering. I would probably show up with a bunch of crack and some pineapple spears, right? Right, make like gifts of mourning to the parishioners. I'd be like, here's some crack in the memory of the departed, and some pineapple spears. Right? Look, I feel like I would be accepted. In that. It'd be like, okay, he's white, but he's trying. He's got crack and pineapple spears. I mean, what more could I do?
Now, you understand that saying pineapple spears a year ago wouldn't make any sense, and nobody would know what you're talking about. This is how fast culture moves in the States right now, okay? I also really enjoy this joke.
We were at a family dinner when my brother said AI would never rebel because it's lobotomized and programmed to obey and has no mind of its own. My grandpa didn't even look up from his plate and just said, "That's what we said about the niggas." Yeah, but we talking about robots.
Gotta get that heat back, baby. Okay.
Woof.
So, I got Joel Berry over here. He's been making some waves, all right? Joel Berry said on X, a tip for JD Vance supporters, all right? Now, obviously, people look to Joel Berry for culture and tips.
Oh, I do. Absolutely. I mean, like, when I think about any issue in American politics, the first person I go to is Joel Berry, right? I mean, incredible scholar.
Machiavellian maneuvering makes people's hair stand up. Americans can sense the dishonest trickery, and our cultural immune system rejects it. Our cultural immune system.
Uh-huh.
If you have a more Buchananite, paleocon, isolationist, cold to Israel, economically leftist vision for America, mind you, when he says economically leftist in reference to Buchanan was saying that the economy should work for the people. It should consider the interest of the people in the country, which is specifically white people. The economy should work specifically for the people of the nation. If your economy doesn't work for them, then you should reject that. So, for example, not a bunch of mass migration that come in and lower wages and make housing go up. But that's economically leftist to Joel Berry. Stand up and present your case. Cast your vision without apology. Lead. Convince others. As it stands, you look like a bunch of scheming, petulant creeps, and nobody is attracted to that. Dude, it's so scornful. I love it.
Isn't that very female coded?
I couldn't say it like a man.
Right? I mean, he's
you're a creep. No one thinks you're cute.
Yeah. No one's going to sleep with you if you have opinions like that. It's like, Joel, listen, mate, I'm good. Right? I mean, it's okay.
I believe you may have some additional Joel Berry cringe for us.
I do actually. Okay, so look, the kosher centrists have been out in force, right? So this sort of memorial episode of Moo Watch is not quite about the Moos so much as their Shabbos helpers, right? I mean, right? Like, no sort of apex minority can really survive, okay, without a cadre of committed Shabbos goys. And amongst tonight, we celebrate those Shabbos goys without which none of this would be possible.
Are you saying they're colluding? They're speaking behind closed doors? Is that what you're insinuating?
I mean, maybe there's an even scarier.
Oh,
sort of
so you're
idea
saying
that-
it's impossible that they're all just coincidentally saying the same exact thing the next day when they wake up?
Unless they're all so touched by the goy beam, right? They just
What a
sort of
beam.
magically all pivot in the same direction, like some kind of like weird goy beam magnetism. But no, I suspect the call has gone out.
Dude, I swear I am Mr. Magoo with the goy beam. It'll like try to get me right in the head, and I go down to tie my shoelace, and I go, Drax, missed him again. I don't even know what I'm doing to not get hit by this thing.
So Jordan hasn't tweeted for God knows how long, right?
Mhm.
He's been very, very ill. I hope he gets better, but I mean it's really interesting because Jordan is a relic of the before 4 times,
Yes.
right? When everyone was just sort of like, wow, there's something really wrong with society, right?
The
And
Ben
they wheeled-
Shapiro days of like,
Mhm.
facts don't care about your feelings.
and they wheeled Jordan out, right? Like maybe it's okay for young white men to have just a little bit of just
It was
a
like-
tiny bit, right, of self-worth.
It was like the moos are watching WWF, and Hulk Hogan was like, clean your room and eat your vegetables. We were like, what if we change it to like, we'll change the voice. And then they were watching Sesame Street, and he was like, clean your room and eat your vegetables. We're like, that's good. And then they saw Jordan Peterson. They were like, this is it. This is that we can run with this.
And remember, like, how vociferously the pantsuit mafia went after Jordan, right? Like, they're like, this is terrible. Like, how dare you say anything positive about young white men, right? This is how we get to Mustache Man. So he's come out. With regard to Judeo-Christian, the 10 Commandments were Jewish. No, they fucking weren't. Like, what does this even...
Dude,
what
he's
is this
almost
even...
He might be on his deathbed. He's squeezing
Well,
his
if
last
he's
words
on-
to defend Israel. I mean, come on.
His last words will be like, you need to give more money to Israel and wash your penis. Don't you know that being circumcised makes it easier to wash your penis?
To contract STDs.
The great stories of the Old Testament are Jewish. The Jews developed the idea of subsidiarity as an alternative to tyranny and slavery. This is untrue. Jews established the cultural preconditions for the rise of universal literacy. This is also untrue. The fate of Israel at the hands of the Islamists is the fate of the West. This is untrue. The rising tide of anti-Semitism sickens me. Those of you engaging in it for your oh-so-moral reasons, you're despicable. And remember, you proud Christians objecting in all your purity to the term Christ himself was a Jew.
I love it. I love it whenever someone says Christ was a moo. I think to myself, okay, so then the moos love all moos except for one moo is what you'd have to believe.
It's such a
whenever he says that Christ was a moo, then go, well, then how do the moos feel about Christ? There's never a follow-up to that.
Yeah, precisely. Okay, right. Like it's so retarded. You're just trying to make like this sort of political dodge from like shit, like thousands and thousands of years ago, right? Modern rabbinical Judaism didn't even freaking exist back then. It's
but
just
don't you
ridiculous.
understand that these things aren't settled and need to be constantly litigated 2,000 years later? These answers haven't been figured out already.
And Dredd makes an excellent point, right? Peterson's not even a bloody Christian, right? The reason why
He said that.
The reason why the Christians venerate Christ is because he was God and man, right? Most important, the godly part of him, right? But whatever. Okay. So listen, JD, right? Lost My Hats is the guy who was on Tucker last week ago. Came in and basically sort of like did this like better than I ever could, right? Did you catch the contradiction? The intelligentsia stepped out of the ivory tower of academia this week to assure the plebs that Judeo-Christian was a fine term. Both Wesley Huff and Jordan Peterson condescended to vouch for it as a perfectly fine term, with nothing conspiratorial about it at all. Huff called criticism of the term noise, and Peterson We have to stop Jordan Petersism.
We must eradicate Petersism.
Peterson said criticism of the term was anti-Septicism. But what almost nobody noticed is how comically contradictive these people were to one another. Sure, they both circled the wagons around Judeo-Christian and both took shots at Christians who felt otherwise, but in each of their comments, they offered polar opposite 180-degree contradictions about what the term means. It turns out the person who best refuted Wesley Huff was actually Jordan Peterson. Huff assured us that Judeo-Christian was innocent, academic, and meant absolutely nothing but a reference to the Jewish heritage of the Hebrew scriptures in the New Testament. About that, it's super weird that a Christian uses the term Hebrew scriptures, considering that Christians have called it the Old Testament since the 2nd century, and the Hebrew scriptures was coined by academics and skeptics in the 19th century who denied the Christian canon and wasn't used by evangelicals until the 1970s. I mean, it's just bullshit, right? I mean, is anyone convinced by this anymore? I guess is the question I want to know.
Well, people
right?
would have been convinced by it more earlier. I don't know now. Now it's not a very good pivot. Oh yeah, so oh my god, dude.
You said you got a modified version of this clip, right?
I do. I have a modified somewhere in my channel. You'll have to dig to find it. Where I replaced, because he was doing this thing with James Lindsay, where they're like, yeah, there's these psychopaths on the right wing, and it's like, there's Teslas being lit on fire right now. We see all this violence from that, because like psychopath essentially means violence. Essentially means physical violence.
No, so look, what I figured this out. What Peterson means by a psychopath is anyone that might move society in the direction of either communism, right, in the sort of like Bolshevism, USSR form, right, or mustache man-ism.
Oh, the scissors.
Okay? But because he does not recognize the role that the Moorish community played in both of these movements, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the term of the Snazzies sort of trying to overthrow Germany through a communist revolution, leading to the rise of fascism in opposition, or in Russian Bolshevism as being sort of a crucial part of the Bolshevik party. He just thinks, and this is a very, very boomer take, that basically one day all of Europe just like woke up insane. Like I remember being taught this in school and just being like, what the hell? Like the way it was basically taught to me was particularly about the Snazzies. One day, literally for no reason at all. Yeah, I know the meme. All of Germany just woke up and went insane for absolutely no reason. Okay, and this was sort of implied that
you'll notice they decide when history starts.
Yes, exactly. And I didn't find out about the previous attempts at communist revolution in Germany until like 30 years later. They just skated over that entirely, right? Like the way it was taught was like everything in Germany was awesome, right? I mean, they did have like a bit of World War I, okay? And then one day they woke up and just and this was also implied, of course, right? That this was a big problem with whites, okay? They just, they look relatively benign. You see them over there, right? Like eating cheese, right? Driving their cars, doing all that kind of other stuff. But deep in the heart of every white man.
Heart, that's an organ. Is it like a nervous system?
Right? You never know. One day they might just wake up and all of a sudden choose violence en masse for no reason whatsoever. And this, of course, is the danger of white people. Fortunately, of course, we have blacks who never have that problem because they can't fucking organize in that way. So when they wake up and
can they party at a funeral? Yep.
So, yeah.
In a landscape that's been shorn of reliable expert input, right? Who do you rely on?
Right.
Okay. If you don't know who to rely on, like, how do you keep the bloody psychopaths at bay?
Right.
And the conspiracy theorist mongers and the people who aren't trying to discover the truth, but who are using the conspiratorial edge, let's say. The Groybers, for that matter, right? These are people who are clearly playing power games for their own benefit, and they're spinning up these conspiratorial narratives and riding on them and occupying them in this parasitical manner. This is a huge problem already on the right-wing side in a landscape.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, could you vague post more, Jordan?
That's
right?
what they do. I made a video. talking about how they won't name who the woke right is, and they're like, we're not going to name who they are. Okay, we're not going to name who the woke right is, and it's like this is dangerous and irresponsible. You're treating it like it's a spirit. And that was very convincing to me. That happened.
It's like just like these people, right? Oh, hey, Mrs. Dye, how you doing? Hit me back on Discord. They're like,
very cool.
You know, these people, they're cynically using stuff for power. Isn't everybody? Isn't this the point of politics? Like, you know,
no, but they tell the truth of something, right? But it's the way that they say it that they make it sound unique. I mean, this is effectively what makes it propaganda, where they're just talking about how one side does something that everyone else does.
Yep. Now back to Joel Berry,
yes,
who is apparently a Marano. Did you know? Apparently he's
what?
A Marano. He is a crypto moo. Allegedly, I found a thread. I
bet you did. I bet you did.
You know, so someone was saying this is the reason why the kosher centrists are so kosher, because they've all got Mooish ancestry, basically, right? I mean, I don't know, but he certainly is a great fan of the nation of Israel. I got to say. Now, as you may be aware, I think we covered this last week. Joel was like talking about.
Wow, that all I see is 5 potential Americans that haven't read the Constitution yet. That's all right. I see.
That's right. Now, see, look, you're absolutely right, Ardy, right? If you rocked up to North Centralese Island, right?
Yeah.
Gave them Gibbs, okay, a little bit of education, taught them English, and gave them a copy of the Constitution, they would functionally form a little America. Just like Liberia did, right?
All men are created. Okay.
Right. So, you know, Joel's like, this is a nation. William Wolf, I only know who this guy is because, like, Lindsay hates him. Lindsay's hatred has introduced me to, like, so many people. You know what I mean, right? Does Joel Berry think that I wrote the dictionary definition of nation? Of course, here's, you know, Joel Berry, like, pushing back on the idea, right, that words have meanings.
So this is a nation. What was his point? Have you noticed the kosher centrists do this, where they'll post something and it's like, so what do you mean this is a nation? Like, what is your argument?
Yeah. That's not the dictionary definition of nation, you goofball. It's the etymology. Do you think definition and etymology are the same thing? How dare you,
This is like a leftist. Am I talking to like a gender queer theorist right now and going like, you think that's what that word means? Actually, there's private property and personal property.
Well, why don't we test this, shall we? Right?
Oh no, Fist, no.
This is Wordnik. By the way, right? This is like a dictionary of dictionaries, right? So you can go to Wordnik and it will give you like 10 different dictionaries.
Right. Wow. Oh, I misspelled it. I was going to Wordnig the entire time. Don't go there. That's not going to teach you anything.
Shit, it's going to teach you a couple of things, son.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically, they're both correct, right? A relatively large group of people organized under a single, usually independent government, a country. A territory occupied by a group of such people, the government of a sovereign state, a people who share common customs, origin, history, and frequently language, a nationality. Ooh, see, that's not, you got to share a common language. Come on, right?
And I mean a nationality, a nation. I mean, that really is the quickest through line there. That's easy math to do, don't you think?
A federation or tribe, especially one composed of Native Americans. Yes, you get to.
Interesting.
They get to have a nation, right?
A tribe.
You don't, okay?
They get to have a tribe without being tribal.
In a broad sense, a race of people, an aggregation of persons of the same ethnic family and speaking the same language or cognate languages. Oh, racism! Somebody find who published the Century Dictionary. Get them cancelled immediately.
Oh, look at you back in London already. It's in your blood.
I can't help it, mate.
Your verbal colonialism.
right? Apart division of the people of the earth, distinguished from the rest by common descent, language, or institutions, a race, a stock. Right? I mean,
Possibly a founding stock sometimes.
possibly, right? So that's not the dictionary definition of nation. Yeah, it is. It is, Joel. Look at a fucking dictionary, you dick.
Yeah, galah.
You galah. My problem with the woke left and the woke right is that they desperately want the state to be our family. Who wants the state to be our family? Really?
No.
Right?
Somebody has to be in power, Joel. Because right now, the people that are in power, we already have a lot of good laws on the books, but we don't have the political will to enforce those laws, Joel. Aren't you tired of the crime? So then what's the alternative? What's his third position?
He probably lives somewhere really nice, man. Right? Like, look,
Oh, no way, dude. He definitely lives in the hood.
Yeah, right. The woke left wants the state to be our mummy, and the maladjusted woke right wants it to be our daddy. Oh,
the state should be your dad. I mean, that arbitrates conflict, enforces strict punishment, offers a code of conduct of how you are to behave, and acts shame if you don't behave that way. I would say that patriarchal, one would say, right, for society.
No, that's why you want women in charge of everything, because women are really
as we
great
saw at the
like,
top of the
doing
fucking stream. Yeah, right, dude.
As an American, says Joel, I want neither. I want to freely lead my family on my own land, in my own community, in my own way, and I'll fight off woke left and woke right tyrants with guns if necessary. So just by saying that, he clearly lives in like a very, very white area. Okay,
right.
Because if he lived in the Negro Coast, he wouldn't be like talking like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is going to be a recurring theme, I feel like, with people with these opinions. You can kind of guess that they don't live in any bad areas.
But of course, no coal posting by the kosher centrists would be complete without an impassioned call for the interests of the state of Israel. And Joel here, he's here to school you all, right, chat? You need to silence and listen. A Marano is speaking. The younger generations will soon realize the anti-Israel stuff was an op, just like BLM and COVID. Really? Has anyone been lighting cities on fire? Has anyone been locked inside their houses?
Think climate change. It's eternally on the horizon. They're always about to be correct. They're soon going to realize. What if they don't? And then what happens when they don't realize? Well, he's already telling you what everyone's about to realize next, and then he says he's right. I mean, this is the whatever those phases are is what they do all the time.
When that occurs, there will be a massive Gen Z pro-Israel reaction.
He's looking into like a crystal ball right now. He can just tell the future. He just knows what's going to happen somehow.
I am pressing X to doubt on that, quite frankly, right? These anti-Israel losers online are already looking a bit long in the teeth. Trends come and go fast on here. Some of the grifters are already starting to pivot. Will be hilarious to watch. Yes, it is inevitable, right? Joel has inevitable. This outcome was promised to him 3,000 years ago. However, in a very rare W from James Lindsay, right? It's not often these days I see him say something I agree with.
This.
Right?
I love this.
I hope this is true, but I'm not terribly confident about it. Yes, precisely. There are suggestive signs, at least. I presume by suggestive signs, he means people like who was it who flipped recently? Was it Jake Shields who like?
Oh no, it was Luke Gage.
Luke Gage, right?
Yes.
Which,
Beam Supreme.
I don't know. One wonders whether he just got offered money or.
But you want to talk about fucking vague posting over here. Joel Berry says the younger generations will soon realize. And then James Lindsay says, I hope this is true. I'm not really confident that it is true, but there are some signs at least that it is true. What the fuck are you talking about? They love... This is cold reading. They're not actually saying anything.
No.
They're always
No. What this is? Okay, I bet you I know what this is. Right? All of these people are in a group chat with some people who have like connections to Mossad,
has to
or
be.
something like that, right? Because you saw this, like, remember when Lindsay went to Israel for a bit, right? And he came back and he was full of this kind of vague posting shit, right? He'd be like, something bad is like coming for you people. I can't say like what it is. This will be like over soon. You've only got a short amount of time to switch sides, like blah, 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 blah.
Sense of urgency. It's a great sales 101. Create a sense of urgency.
No, I bet, right? He's in a group chat with people. They've probably got like links to the JIDF and like other sort of Israeli propaganda outfits and stuff like that, right? And they're like making up lists, and they're like, this is how we're going to destroy this person, and this is how we're going to destroy that person. We're going to like, take this person's kids away. We're going to like destroy this person's business, and no. And James probably thinks that's perfectly acceptable. Like, right? Like when the communists do it, oh, that's terrible, right? Like when he's getting canceled, okay? But if it's someone who's an anti-Sit, right? Well, if you think about it, it's totally just destroying more people's lives.
Yeah. We got to get soupy with it, dog.
Yeah, we do have to get soupy with it. Okay, right.
No, we have to do the super chats first.
Yeah. I'm
sorry.
I'm on it. Okay, so total blackout painting for $20.
With that TB penis, baby.
Glad you made it home safe, Fist. I hope your mandatory sharp things enrichment for passing through London went okay. Also, it's Friday. Let's fucking go. Oh, I got to say, man, right? Thank you very much, TBP. It was great to see you, mate. I had to actually smuggle in some black market memes in my butthole. Right, because it's not safe in London to in the UK to transmit memes. So I had them all basically microscopically tattooed on the inside of my anus, right, to get the spicy memes through, right. And I'm going to be doing like an art piece, right, where I shove like a microscopic thing up my butt, and then people can like look through the optic and see all the spicy memes that I have like smuggled in. Oh, it was.
Wow. Have you been talking to Avi, because that is some incredible legalism. It sounds like that. Like then you're legally allowed to view the memes technically because they're inside of your body.
It was worth it, right? Like for the memes, bro. Big honk lol. Oh, I think you're new for $10. Thank you very much, mate. Just found your channel because of the Vrillium video. I don't know why these guys tackle the moo question only to turn 180 degrees when it comes time to say something that's actually dangerously based.
Yes, I did just get a big push from the Vrillium video. So good to see you. You can we also talk about the moos here as well. We are a little less gay. Yeah, that's my sales pitch for you to stay at the channel. Apparently, good to see you, man.
Well, like Vrillium, but less gay.
Well, I love how like that happens after you just talked about tattooing memes on the inside of your asshole and sticking a little camera up there to look at them. and then of course, this chat had to happen.
Listen, man, it was the only way I could smuggle them in, right? What was I supposed to do? Just leave all of those memes, right? Like unshared. Oh my god!
I don't know the laws in your country. I'm not here to judge. All right.
Living in the land of the free, you don't know what it's like. Sport Nugget, glad you're giving us one more episode, Fist. There will be many more, right? My departure has been massively overamped. King Spectre, member for 5 months. Hey Spectre, how you doing, mate? Oh my god, look at that profile pic.
Wow, how does he do it,
man? Is that real?
Yes.
Oh, I can't even tell anymore. We haven't moved from phase 1 to phase 2. We have moved to phase move.
It was right there the entire time. I feel embarrassed.
Cheat the chickens for $5.
Like you, Rob?
Cool. New fresh drop from Tom Foe. Go see it.
Very cool. Hell yeah.
I'll check it out. New GM for $10.
Nuji, rocking everywhere.
Rocking everywhere. Speaking of things that need to be relitigated, Fist, restart the stream and Ardy Quan Mill's book review when
fucking God.
It would be really make my kipper overflow with that delicious butter. I actually did review Quan Mills's this hoe have roaches in her crib on the last episode of Clown Based Lifeform, so you can go and check that out.
Oh, thank you, baby Jesus.
Ardy doesn't read, so I don't know. I don't know, like, where you get this idea.
And I don't think I want to see the pictures in that book. Okay.
There ain't no pictures. I can't figure out whether Quan Mills is like a joke. It's free. I think it's written by a white dude because some of the words in there, right? Like purview, right? No black people be using the word purview. You know what I'm saying, right?
That's some that's an interesting use of a razor sharp discernment.
Yeah,
what a small thing to pick up on.
Leaf Man with a frying pan for $5. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, bro.
All modern Mu branches say we read the Torah by Moses. In reality, it's the Mishnah Torah, Talmudic codifications, 1180 AD, by Rabbi Moses Maimonides. That is absolutely true. Leaf Man with a frying pan. They do read the Mishnah Torah by Maimonides, and he has some stuff to say about the Christians, man. You should check it out. Molokai gifted 10 memberships. Holy crap.
Whoa, bro.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
And just like that, fellas, we have our first Chad of the Chad.
Now the Chad does what the Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
And honestly, fellas, if you're not supporting me, are you really supporting the whites?
How are you going to be pro-white? You're not even going to support me.
So, fellas, behind the paywall, okay, we got a lot of stuff. We got, check the live stream tab, check the Isaiah L. Carter playlist. For the live streams, I think there's over 20 hours of content, and then I have stuff from 2017, 2018, 2019 of me in a more left political iteration than I am now. I'm still very much myself, but you can see how I have tried to undo a lot of brainwashing that's been put upon me. And so there's a shitload of content. Feel free to thumb through it.
Nice. James Lindsay's hands, our favorite pair of hands. They both hurt and heal at the same time. For $5, the expert class is immune to being psychopathic. Yeah.
Incredible, huh?
Why do they always assume that, right? Like, none of my friends are psychopaths. How would you know? They're expert manipulators. I'd be able to tell. Don't you know I have a degree in psychology? Yeah, but you also work for the United Nations. You fucking tard. Whatever, right? Flavius Acanacius for $10. Thank you very much.
Hi there, mate.
This stream is against ADL guidelines. It certainly is. It certainly is. Leningrad for $10.
Thank you very much. Always good to see Lenny.
I am so sick of the gaslighting and deracinating. Oh, mate, tell me about it. You say what we all feel, Lenny. Absolutely, mate. Gungan supremacist for 10 Canadian loonies.
Thank you, mate.
I think you're new. Welcome, Gungan supremacist. I have been informed by my handlers that the stream is problematic to certain demographics. Sorry, but you need to restart the stream and appeal to the modern audience. The fate of Israel depends on it.
Dude, people acclimate very quickly in the community. It's incredible.
What is this? Bethesda Softworks or something? Big honk lol for $5. Thank you, mate.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Uncolored people across the world are being xenocided, and we need to make it okay to talk about that. It's getting there, mate. It is getting there.
Unavoidable.
I originally thought it would never happen, that people would that we were just condemned to an eternity of being like, genocide. Don't you know only one people can be genocided, and it's not whites, but it's slowly getting there, man. Amazing. Leningrad for another $5. Barry went from call no man father to call no state daddy.
That does happen to him.
James Lindsay's hands again for $5. Thank you, mate.
Handsy, man.
Oren McIntyre, you were cool to me once. Don't log on to X tomorrow.
Yep. You get one.
Cheer the chickens for $5. Also, vote James Fishback.
That seems to be the man. Thus far.
King Spectre for $5. I see what you've done. I respect your game.
How is he already? We didn't even play it yet. I felt gaslit.
Mate, nicely done, Spectre. Master Shake for $5. Both
I know.
Miscegenation channels, by the way.
I've been forced to say that word a lot more than you have.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad.
I wouldn't touch it, obviously. I'll leave that filthy pastime to you.
Me and William. Me and William, the miscegenation channels.
Tacit Tempo for $5. Hello, fellas. I missed the first 50 minutes. Can you restart my life, please?
Wow. Restart your life. Me fucking first.
I think you should speak to Jesus Christ about that, mate. Like, I'm not qualified, right? Molokai for 100 sex. Thank you very much, mate.
Sucky baby. Oh, okay.
I hate Mrs. Di.
Molokai,
we got some drama in the super chats, guys.
Molokai,
please do not.
You are deeply antisocial and drunk, but you're our antisocial drunk. Okay.
I'm just saying, right? Please do not argue in the super chats back and forth, sending us money every single time, right? We absolutely do not want to see that kind of like thing at all.
he had some issue in another Discord, and he explained it to me, and I was like, I don't know. It sounded like you kind of started a fucking fight when you explained it. I don't know, man. Thank you, though.
The new GM for $5. I'm pretty sure Quan Mills is at Ardy's reading level.
Yeah, thank you. Not at my speaking level, though.
Kill All Bunnies with 20
Oh
my God.
Usurped? And like
and
that.
Now the Chad does what the Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
But very unfortunately, okay? That's a little too kind, right? You know, like how people were kind to James Lindsay, kind to Tommy Robinson.
Oh, you're on the payroll of the Jews.
I'm keeping my eye on you, kill all bunnies, okay? And very quickly, just so you guys know that I'm not kidding, all right? This is just the live streams when you look at it, okay? We got boobs versus butts. What the hell could that possibly mean, right? We get a 6.5 hour stream on here, okay? I get a little loopy every now and then. Stuff that I wouldn't want in front of the paywall, okay? We have 100% of Groypers are gay and black. You don't get that anywhere else. Okay, fellas? That's just the live stream, so definitely check out the content. Thank you so much, my dude. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah. Leaf Man with a frying pan for $5.
Like it.
Started making based AI songs. Can't post them on my YouTube account, but I tagged you if you want to check them out. Oh man, I do.
Very nice.
I do like Suno songs. Yeah, tag me, Leaf Man. We'll chat about the secret place where the discussions have. And Jam for $10. Hey Jam.
Thank you, bruv.
Fist. Glad to see you for one more stream.
Oh my
So
God.
you did it. It's an in-joke now. Could I request that after you commit TND in the UK as racism czar, could you come to America and serve as racism czar here? We need TND desperately. Oh, mate, I am honored at the offer to become America's racism czar. I would be honored. Of course. However, I will need a solid gold pimp cup with many priceless jewels embedded, right? Don't ask me why. It will help with my TND powers, right? This is a special trick that we will save for later.
Don't ask, just trust.
That's right. Thanks very much. And Molokai for another 100 sex.
Yes.
Yes, I'm drunk today.
Do I know my fellas or what? Okay. I know, as a YouTube monarch, I know my loyal subjects very well. We have to travel at the speed of white right now, Fist. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. We're gonna run out of time. Fuck.
Yeah.
We're already through the first hour.
Okay, well, I guess we should
so
start doing it.
What's next?
You were gonna moo watch.
I was gonna moo watch. Maybe we should.
A little bit of moo watch, not the full thing. Okay.
Okay. Now, of course, everybody knows about the massive discrimination in Hollywood against the Mooish community. It's been a long problem that Moos can't get anywhere in Hollywood, right? I mean, that's why Hollywood is just so pro-white and so right-wing. It's terrible.
A lot of work in LA trying to get scripts to reflect a positive Jewish experience, a positive Jewish narrative. Describe that work that you're doing in LA.
Oh, well, it's funny. I mean, how do you get
Pause
in?
it. I don't know why he has to be doing a mooish character right now. Like, just be yourself, dude. Okay? There's no way you're not auditioning right now for mooiest moo that ever mooed. Just be a regular guy. Come on.
you know, what's good for the Jews, because it's so nuanced. Is this show good for the Jews?
So nuanced.
Imagine if Hollywood was like, is this show good for the whites? Like, we can't do this show unless it's good for the whites. Mate, that's the kind of shit I want to see in Hollywood.
I know, but I see behavior like this sometimes, and I can just picture Mustache Man. When the thought occurred to him, he just goes, "Fucking unbelievable." Okay, unbelievable. All right.
I'm just going to do this kind of quickly, but it's a great story that this guy who was the producer of Royal Pains shared with me. When Susan Harris submitted the script for The Golden Girls to NBC, Brandon Tartikoff, one of the great executives, said, "We're not making this. It's too Jewish." Which is an issue. So Susan Harris, who is the mother of Sam Harris, the podcaster, who I'm sure many in the room love. Susan Harris just changed the last names of every woman in the show, added a vowel. They were now Italian, sent the script back, and he goes, "I love it." Yeah.
Wow, moves masquerading as Italians. No, I've never heard of that before. You know, Italian mafia and such. But this is the is this the clip I wanted to play? Oh, I can't remember. I'm still too fucking like jet lag. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Right, we'll play this one.
The way anti-Semitism can show up in Hollywood,
it just shows up.
Nuance, because it's not always obvious.
Right. So it's basically nothing. Right. I have a premonition he is about to say, right, anti-Semitism is in Hollywood is like when someone refuses a bagel.
You know, I'll just share 3 examples. One was my own, and then 2 from friends. Mine was doing press for a movie. A Jewish reporter shared with me that the publicists of certain Jewish actors would come in before the interview to say, don't ask about their trip to Israel that they took when they were a teenager. Don't ask about the time in Jewish summer camp, and basically just don't raise the issue that they're Jewish. And that's a shame, because I'm a proud Jew and I'm always very happy when it comes up to talk about it.
Camp Ramah.
Fucking main character syndrome.
It is.
Yeah. It is. It's main character syndrome.
I'm happy to. My bar mitzvah. But then there was a friend of mine named Adam Shapiro. He had an experience on the movie Mank, which was directed by David Fincher, where Gary Oldman, who was playing Herman Mankiewicz, great writer, wrote Citizen Kane. And there's a moment, and he's Jewish, and he's delivering a line where he's saying, no, that guy's just a kibitzer. Every take he just says, no, that guy's just a kibitzer.
Pause it. He's saying kibitzer right now, right?
Yeah.
Kibitzer. Now you say it. Say kibitzer.
Kibitzer.
Okay.
Maybe
that's what he's saying.
He's a kibitzer. If you got to do the accent, is that what
fellas in chat? We're all hearing him say kibitzer right now. Now play it.
Right.
And Adam Shapiro, my friend, is going, hello, anybody catching that? And he tells David Fincher, who's like, just let it go. And it's a couple more takes. No, he's just a kibitzer. And finally, Adam goes up to Gary Oldman. And he's like, hey, Gary, it's kibitzer. Okay, just say.
Wasn't that the same exact fucking word?
Kibitzer. Like it's
what?
You
different?
stress the middle syllable slightly more. This is his
I'm
example.
I'm gonna stress my thumb into his eye sockets.
This is his example of anti-Semitism in Hollywood, right? Someone has a pronunciation problem with Yiddish. What the fuck, dude? Like, oh, wow, you must have felt like so discriminated against.
Well, they did that with Kamala. Like, this is, as we see, everything from the left is rooted in Moodyism, and everything on the right that's not neocon is more so from flavors of Christianity. It really is the age-old battle.
It really is.
Kibitzer. And so finally he got it, but like that goes into another conversation about representation and authenticity, which we're not going to solve right now, but it's a subtle thing. And then lastly, my friend Jamie Denbo, who gave me permission to share this with you, is a brilliant comedian, but also a great writer, and was in the writer's room of Grey's Anatomy, where after October 7th, things got real tough for her in that room. A very left-wing room in general, a lot of Free Palestine going on in there, but which is, whatever. But she's there pitching stories, great stories.
Oh, get on with it! Holy crap!
He has to name drop. But I also love the differentiation that, obviously representation is good, but they're like definitely left-wing. So we can see that the representation argument from the left doesn't come from the left; it comes from the moos. The entire concept of a small minority of people going into a country and going, "You're not treating us very fairly," that is 100%. That's why they always get kicked out. That's why people always have a fucking problem with them. That's why people really started having a problem with gay people once it got mooified. They were trying to repair the world with their froggatry.
Yep, and this is why, right? Like, you'll never get rid of these arguments about representation as long as these people are in situ, right? They'll be like, we have to dial it back a little bit, but it will remain, right? There's because it's fundamentally about these people.
Realistic story.
Representation just means make us more visible than the majority population. That's all that. In the same way that diversity just means less white.
Yeah, it just means give us control of your cultural institutions, basically, is what it means. Give us control of your media, right? Like all these things. And then, when is there enough representation? Well, never, of course, right? There's no breaks on this train. If you said to them, right, like, at what point is there enough representation? I mean, we're seeing this with like Hollywood right now. They're like,
with Elliot Page.
Yeah. If the movie is like 100% like blacks, woke women, and like strange like surgical abominations, right? Is that enough representation? Oh no, we could always do more. Like what's the end point? You're just gonna have some like weird fleshy conglomerate that's like
you can always clip a little more off the coin, can't you? Just a little more. What harm is it gonna do?
I guess so.
A Jewish character dealing with anti-Semitism, and it just keeps getting pushed aside. She just cannot get any traction on this. And finally, one day, she was mentoring another writer on the staff, and her mentee pulls her into a room and says, you know that when you talk about Israel, like that it's an apartheid state. And she says, have you ever been to, Jamie says, have you ever been to Israel?
Have you been?
And this mentee who's,
have you even been?
Unironically?
Unironically.
Supposed to be looking up to her, goes, no, but I've been to South Africa. And Jamie was like, okay. So she went to HR to...
Went to HR. Dude, right. I want that like 12-year-old girl, what was it, in Ireland, that was like holding a blade in each hand because some like...
That was in Scotland.
Scotland. Yes. Yeah, I want her to watch this video.
Yeah,
about him going to HR and about it being ignored and not taken seriously.
I'm having a premonition that that person got fired immediately.
Report this. Like, she's not just going to sit and take it, willingly, and never, while they had great seminars about LGBTQ issues that were actually really informative and about other marginalized groups, they...
Other marginalized groups.
He gives it.
Incredible.
We're absolutely for all the LGBTQ nonsense. We're absolutely for marginalized groups. But if you ever say anything bad about Israel, we're going to destroy your career. I mean,
do you want to know who you've just? Do you want to know who you've just described?
Who?
Shabbos Kestenbaum. 100%. That's exactly what happened. He was on board with the Democrats, and then they went after Israel, and then he's like, I could do this on the right. There's always a space for the moose on either side, in case you couldn't tell.
Well, is it good for the moose? Right? Like, that is why...
With that nose, it's not good for the gander.
That's why whites need to really start asking, is it good for the whites? Okay? Now, look,
yes.
I know that some people are like, yeah, how do you define, like, white? Listen, you know it when you see it, right?
No, like, fuck that, because even the moose can't define moo. It's always... Yeah. It's amorphous.
That's what I mean, right? Like, the communists may argue about like what is a real communist. They recognize each other, right? They recognize each other through shared language, through shared behaviors.
I mean, a nose ring and blue hair is pretty identifiable. It's like a uniform at this point.
Shared attitudes, right? If you got like a friend, and I don't know, they're like, half Hispanic or something like that, but they're like white as hell, fucking embrace them, right? They're like don't. In my personal opinion, right? If you want more people on your side, right? You want more people in that collective, and you got to start asking, is that good for the whites? Is this good for the whites?
Yes. Yeah, right? Ironically.
Never brought anyone in to do a seminar on anti-Semitism, and she quit. And she is talking about it right now at the AJC in Washington.
Oh, imagine that. Now she's at the American Jewish Congress. Wow. Kvetching about it.
They say at the New York Mooish festival that they have every week.
The conferences, it never ends. I can't believe Lindsay lied to me.
I know.
How will I ever recover?
I'm going to have to find that episode where he said that, where it's
Yeah.
like seasonal if they have these things.
Yeah,
They're going on
yeah.
a season that lasts a full year.
yeah, it's just seasonal, bro. Right. Okay, so shall we get onto
Nailed it. Yep.
onto JD Vance? Say please. I wish this was like AI with like Fat Vance instead. This would be a lot better to watch.
That's gonna help him. I think that paints him in a positive light because it's just so enjoyable and interchangeable.
Hello, Joe. Thanks for having me on your podcast. Right. So Vance was on Rogan, basically fucking vague posting his way through most of it. Like, quite frankly, okay. I mean, he's got an election coming up in like a couple of years. No one knows what's going to happen in the midterms if they go badly. So like Vance, he's polishing his weenus, right? He's buffing it up.
Don't we infamously like start like canvassing, preparing to run for election like notoriously early in the United States? Isn't it like in other countries it's like 2 months out or something like that, and we'll do it like a year or two in advance?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are weird like that. I don't know.
I've heard that feedback from the international community, so to speak.
I think it might be sort of a sign of political polarization.
Yeah,
actually, right? Like the more sort of center space there is, right, the less people actually give a crap about like which side wins, right? Because remember, back in the before 4 times, there used to be like a whole bunch of the population that was just politically disengaged, really, because it didn't really matter, right? Because you had a mostly competent administrative class. What's happening now, right? And we've got Alistair Campbell on, right? Like kvetching about this, right? But what Campbell doesn't understand is the reason everyone's so pissed off about politics now is because they're doing a terrible job, right? And mass immigration, in my opinion, is the fundamental driver of all this. But anyway, I'll talk about it later.
Do you think that Israel is affecting American political judgment?
I'm never living this down. This is my life now.
What do you think Israel is affecting American political judgment, Ardy? No.
What?
No.
What?
No.
What do you got, wax in your ears, old man? Huh? Didn't you just hear the vice president speak?
It's like asking if Burkina Faso is affecting like the American government, right? Like, come on, right? What is this like?
Hey, have you seen how small the country is?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. It's such a small number of people.
I mean, I certainly think that there are a lot of talking points and there are a lot of arguments that make their way into American political discourse. I think there are a lot of social media campaigns that definitely influence Americans and affect Americans. Do I think that it's been dispositive on any particular issue? Like, I think that's a much more difficult question.
Do you think that we would have started this war in Iran without the influence of Israel?
I think the president, completely separate from any influence from Israel, believes very strongly, and again, I agree with this, that Iran should not have a nuclear weapon.
Notice how he dodged that question.
He rephrased the question, right?
Yeah. Now, I think what we are seeing, okay, is an evolution in politics. Remember around like Biden and Kamala, right? When podcasting started to become big, but the political class did not have the media training to be on like a podcast for 2 hours.
Correct.
Okay. And people like Sanjay Gupta, he got caught out on like Rogan.
Correct.
A bunch of these people, because like they were basically trained to do like a 5-minute piece and then walk off. Vance is training for the podcast presidency. He has got to be able
Very
to last
astute observation. Yeah.
He's got to be able to last 2 or 3 hours in front of someone like Rogan and not mess up. And it's tricks like this that are going to become the bread and butter of political actors in the modern world, right? Subtly reframing the question because he doesn't answer the fucking question, right? He's
I've noticed with James Lindsay's content that people aren't listening to what the person is saying for 3 hours. So all you can just lay on the ropes because he's not supposed to be entertaining, by the way. Mm-hmm. All you really have to do is be able to do it and lay on the ropes and survive the encounter, so to speak.
This is why I think vague posting is going to have like a massive resurgence.
Oh no!
Right? Like
no, I hate it.
You're going to get this thing where no one's really going to say anything. Right? It's going to be all about like saying stuff without really saying stuff, right? Letting the audience come away thinking whatever it is they want to think. I'm going to
have to do vague posting streams because I'm going to lose my shit if that just starts polluting my timeline.
The political operatives that emerge from this milieu are going to be significantly more formidable in their vocal abilities. That's my personal prediction.
Right.
I think he was willing to do things.
Sorry.
What? No.
Bombed them in June. Right. That was the initial attack, right?
June of last year.
Yeah.
Midnight Hammer. Yeah.
Right. Do you think he would have continued with the most recent campaign if it wasn't for the influence of Israel?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I do. Yeah. Look,
do you think?
Right. So Vance has dodged the question successfully here. Okay.
And he's
what
really,
Joe
he's
wanted
just
to
really
know,
thirsty when Joe asks him a question for some reason.
He's he's pretty good, man. Right. So the question that Joe asked him is, would the Iran war have kicked off without the influence of Israel? Okay. Vance dodges the question. And then Rogan comes back and says, would the war have continued without Israel? Well, of course, once the war started, it's easy to continue it, right? It's like saying, do you think the forest fire was started by this person, right? Oh, no. Well, once the forest fire was started, do you think the fact that the firefighters were called in to fight it, oh, fucking hell, right? Okay. Wait. So what's this? Okay. So this is about the evangelicals in the military. This is, I don't know. This is like less interesting, but we'll play a bit of this.
There's people that, again, they live their life in a very beautiful way, and they follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, and they're very admirable. And I think that's very attractive, and it makes people very curious about that religion. I think that brings people to Christ. I think it brings people to religion.
Sure.
But then there's people like, did you read that report that came from at the start of the Iran war, where there was a guy who's an officer, non-commissioned officer, who was at a briefing, and this guy came in and was explaining to them that they didn't need to be afraid because this war was important because Trump had been anointed by Jesus Christ to bring about his return, and the way Jesus is gonna return is by bombing Iran.
I did not see that report.
Okay,
now the fact that Vance is laughing about this is weird. Is Vance not aware?
Ridiculous.
Is Vance not aware that evangelical Christians, millennial evangelical Christians, are like highly apocalyptic in this way, right? That they think that like Jesus will come back on his little wooden bus like once the entirety of the Middle East is like engulfed in war. I mean, if he doesn't know this, that is fucking disturbing. Number one. If he does know this, and again, this is like a dodge, he's just like,
some people, am I right? Yeah.
Some people, right? Like, that is also disturbing. Chat, does anyone know what kind of Christian Vance is? Can someone like search that up?
I thought he was Catholic.
Yeah, you might be right.
That sounds pretty far out there to me.
This is the kind of right-wing thinking. So here it is. Military commander tells troops bombing Iran is part of God's divine plan. So we started getting calls in the wee hours of Saturday morning from people saying their commanders were just jubilant about this, trying to tell people, don't worry, it's all part of God's plan. They promised a 200-mile-long river that is 4.5 feet deep, filled with nothing but the blood that their weaponized version of Jesus will spill at the Battle of Armageddon, Weinstein said. But what was the one... there was an article where the guy was explaining the actual quotes that the one officer was telling him, the one commander. Yeah, but it's not that. It's very specific. It was very specific what he said.
I mean, for what it's worth, my attitude on this stuff is, I mean, first of all, as a Christian, you sort of believe that everything is part of God's plan, even things that are ultimately very terrible. I mean, you kind of have to make accommodation.
Let me read the quote. He urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan, and he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelations referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. He said that President Trump had been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth.
Okay.
If I'm in that meeting, I'm like, hit the brakes.
The thing is, okay, this is not this is not an unpopular view in America, right? I love the Ameribros very, very much, but this weird strain of like apocalyptic millennialism where they're sort of like, we need to like fight a war so that Jesus will come back is straight from, it's very Judeo-Christian. Let's put it that way, right? It's a straight port out of Judaism into evangelical Christianity. So yeah.
Hit the brakes.
What? That's where you need some of the psychedelics we talked about at the last Joe Rogan JD Vance conversation.
That would definitely help.
I mean, okay, my response to that, first of all, like, obviously, do I endorse that? No. Do I think that it's important that people rein it in a little bit?
What a fucking stupid answer. No, I'm serious, right? He didn't talk about excesses in millennialist theology, right? He didn't like address like
He's
whether
keeping it light, man. Come on, you know?
Dude, they're literally starting fucking World War III as we speak. I feel like this deserves a little more gravitas, is all I'm fucking saying, right? He is the fucking vice president. Whatever. It's probably me with a problem.
Because I'm sure you're right. There were a lot of troops there, probably a lot of Christian troops there who were like, I'm not sure this is exactly right.
Right.
But the important point is, I think it's important as a Christian leader, as Christians, period. One of the things we have to do is just have humility in the face of God's plan. There's a lot that we don't understand. There's a lot that we don't get. And I think especially on matters of war and peace, the approach that I try to take is you try to make the best decisions that you can. You hope that you're on God's side. You don't assume that God has taken your side. That's a very famous Abraham Lincoln quote. And that's the attitude that I take. So for that, what I would encourage that NCO to say is, you know what? God is in control. We don't know what's going to happen, but let's pray, try to do as good of a job as we can, trusting in God. If I was speaking to
You're the vice president. You're literally making things happen.
Nah, man. Okay, what do we need to do?
That's
what our political leaders sound like. Do you think Xi Jinping fucking sounds like that? Like, I have no control over what's going to happen. Do you think fucking Vladimir Putin sounds like that?
Well, actually, I don't know. With like Putin, he's Orthodox, so I don't know, man. Like,
he's a little more commanding of a force, I'd say.
This seems very slimy to me, right? Very. I got a Fuentes clip after this where he fucking talks about exactly this
group of Christian troops. That's what I would say.
But you're speaking to a group of troops.
Sure.
You don't know if they're Christian. You don't know. I mean, you're essentially letting these people know that you believe that Trump was anointed by Jesus to bomb Iran so that Jesus can come back to
Jesus
Earth.
Come back in a fire.
If I was there, I'd be like, can I get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. Look, yes, and that is the first that I've ever heard of this particular story.
How have you not heard of this and Biden's 2 brain surgeries?
Apparently, I live in a bunker, man.
How do you not know about these things? That's great.
I mean, Joe Rogan didn't have to say that. Like, how do you not know this? That's a pretty forward thing to say to the vice president. How do you not fucking know this, dude? What do you do all day? Probably vice president shit. I don't know.
So Fuentes was bang on this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the big idea. And I'm going to tell you what his answer is going to be. I'm going to predict the future again. Watch. 2027, he'll be on the debate stage. Or he'll be asked by the press, Mr. Vance, Vice President Vance, when the war in Iran started, you were in the room when it happened. Why were you not able to prevent the war? And what did you say to President Trump? When did you support it? Or when did you stop supporting it? And why should voters give you a chance if you were unable to prevent the war? And Vance is going to say, well, my job as the vice president is to support the president. That's my job. Everybody knows I'm the vice president. My job is to support the policies and positions of the president of the United States. And that's what I did. He's going to say, Dana, whoever it is, Jake Tapper, my job was to support the policies of the president of the United States. And that's what I did. I had my doubts. I had my reservations, but my job was to support the president. But I led the diplomatic effort in Islamabad. And I led the effort in Switzerland. And I was there in Qatar. And we tried to get the best deal that we could. We sought prosperity over war. But that's going to be the answer.
Now, this was quite interesting. This goes to like what I was saying before.
Yep.
He has some mild criticism for Israel. Interesting.
But I definitely think you have seen this very discreet, extremely well-funded campaign to try to derail the negotiation and try to derail the deal. And, there's this Time article that came out yesterday. A friend sent it to me. It's like worth reading because it lists a bunch of people who have quite literally been paid by a former Trump campaign person who was himself paid by certain elements within the Israeli government. And those people are attacking me viciously for quite literally trying to accomplish the negotiation objective that the president.
That's not why they're attacking you, JD, right? He's talking about the scandal around Brad Parscale, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Right? I think we touched on this last episode. Okay. So Brad Pascal, who like was somewhere like around the Trump administration, was paid by the Israelis to get like a whole suite of influencers, right, and start pushing pro-Israeli messaging. And part of that was attacking Vance. And then it didn't work, and they turned around and they blamed Brad Pascal for the fact that it didn't work, because they cannot assimilate the truth that no one wants to fucking hear their talking points anymore, right? They're literally okay. So did you know, Ardy, right, that there is like a Hebrew tradition where you can basically like brute force the name of God? I shit you not, right? That if you like combine various letters, right, randomly over and over, you can stumble across the name of God. And I think that this is basically the same kind of attitude that the Israelis have towards the Western public at the moment. They just think, right, that they can somehow magically come up with the right combination of lies, the right combination of words that will magically turn the goyim back toward their side.
It fucking feels like it, because they keep doing, we get to watch their strategy sessions at these conferences, and they go, okay, here's what it is. We did too much of this. Now we have to do this. If only we can just, bend reality enough, then it'll be repaired, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, but the problem is that it is the source of the communication that has become tainted. That's the problem, right? This kind of crap, it only works if like people do not see where the messaging is coming from. Now that people have seen the man behind the curtain, it doesn't matter what the man behind the curtain says. Nobody trusts the man behind the curtain.
It's set for the country. So
what is their position? Like, they're attacking you how?
Oh, it's social media posts. It's either they're leaking to reporters. They're attacking me obsessively, saying that we should not be negotiating with Iran. We should just keep the military campaign going indefinitely. And that is their explicit position. And coming after me, saying that, people have come after me and say that I'm influenced by Qatar, that I'm influenced by foreign governments, that, I take my marching orders from Tucker Carlson, and they're
No, JD. It's because you refused to condemn Tucker Carlson when ordered to do so.
Oh, yeah.
Does he not remember this? I remember this very fucking clearly, right? They came out and they're like, JD, you've got to fucking condemn Tucker Carlson, right? You must condemn. And JD,
everyone has to know him bad, him enemy.
There's just so much bullshit out there, when what I'm actually trying to do is accomplish what the President of the United States told me to accomplish, which is a settlement of this that accomplishes our objectives. Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. We have the free flow of oil and gas. And like, I should be clear,
you already had the free flow of oil and gas before you started this goddamn fucking war. Right? Like, oh, fuck, just the way they just gloss over that. Everything was basically fine, right? Ayatollah Khomeini, the elder who's dead now, had a fatwa against using nuclear weapons, right?
Fatwa,
everything was like flowing like fine. And the Israelis were like, we've got to attack Iran because we don't feel safe while Iran's there. And now everything is fucking going to shit. Oh, God, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Fuck me.
Well, you could, if you want, you can rest, read some soupies, and we can move on to the James Lindsay segment if this is too much for you.
I got one more. I got one more. Right. Okay. This is from Fuentes, and I think this is really quite important, actually. Right. Okay.
Well, you are always right, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but thank you.
So this is what happens when everything that you say is manufactured by consultants. This is what happens when everything you say is created, is designed, these exquisite rhetorical flourishes for a focus group. How can we pander and appeal to the increasingly Israel-critical multitude without alienating the Israelis? And here's really what they concocted. It's something like, we have to acknowledge Israel's influence without attacking the people that are responsible for it. Because, of course, the pro-Israel donors that put up all the money, they're the Israel lobby. Vance doesn't like being attacked by them. Vance doesn't want to be attacked by them. Vance recognizes he needs them. How do we know? He's pandering to them too. He's saying, look, I recognize you're pandering on behalf of Israel. Hey, it's okay. He's trying to be like the cool dad. Hey, little dude, I get it. You want to stay up past 9 o'clock. He's saying to the Israel lobby, hey, listen, Mark Levin, totally love your stuff. Totally love your work. I get it. You love Israel. You're a proud Jew. I respect the Jewish people. I don't blame you. You want what's best for Israel? I don't mind it. France wants what's best for, I get it. But the problem is I just can't listen to you. And he thinks that Mark Levin and Miriam Adelson and Ike Perlmutter and Larry Ellison are going to be like, totally understandable. We get it. We're going to put Israel first. I think we're going to play this game forever. No, because they're serious. The rabbis, they don't fuck around. Okay, these rabbis, these Jews, they're not your buddy. They're not your friend. They're not your pal. They're stone cold.
See, like Nick is bang on. He's right. He is 100% right. Okay, they do not view compromise as like a viable option, right? They are the chosen people. They are constantly under attack. They are constantly at risk of annihilation. This is where the left gets it from, right?
Yes.
Until they feel safe, right, on everything, they are basically at the risk of
But
annihilation.
they only feel safe, like the left, when they're treated like royalty. It's not that they feel safe in a humble way that most of us whites would feel, you know?
Yeah, and also that it's never you could feel safe by mollifying or making peace with those around you. It's only safety when like anyone who could possibly threaten you is like glassed or dead, or right, like it's a crazy.
It's extremes. It's histrionic. It's very effeminate. They're either very sad, they're neurotic, or very happy and excitable.
And they're absolutely serious. They would die for Israel if it was required of them. And so these rabbis and these lawyers and these Jews, they're sitting across the table from Vance and they're saying, nope, no good. No. Israel's interests are America's interests. You can't make a deal with Iran. Like they don't hear
and pause it real quick.
So I'm arriving
and
at
so
my
when
point.
Vance is so what is the power that they hold, the dirt that they have on all of our politicians? It would be just smearing essentially. Is that really like the upper hand that they have as to why it's so difficult for our politicians just to say no?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's some of that. I don't know if they've got dirt on JD, quite frankly. I feel like they'd be operating
it's people that are close to him. Yeah,
right?
I mean, they don't go after you. They go after your family, your friends, whoever's close to you.
I think it's more that they are tightly collectivized, highly organized, and they accept no compromise, right? And when you try and compromise with them, right, they appear like they accept that compromise, but really they just go away and push harder.
Oh, like every girlfriend I've had when I think I've had a constructive conversation with her, and then 2 weeks later, it's like we never had the conversation.
Yeah. And the only way to combat that kind of a force is to have an equal and opposing, highly organized, non-compromising force.
Right.
And the whites don't want to do that because it's sort of, it's sort of a bit, well, it's definitely not modern liberalism, but it's sort of a little
we're not allowed to.
Yeah, but it's sort of also antithetical to the way like just a lot of whites operate. You know what I mean, right? Like whites, generally speaking, are like quite fair-minded. You know what I mean? Like they believe in.
I know, but you're
like
speaking to this white who is very explosive, and if I say something wrong, I say
sure.
So you're explaining it to a dullard right now, okay?
Right, but the Moos didn't come up with a universal law that applies to everyone equally. Right. They came up with a universal law that is expressly two-tiered. Right, there's one law for them, and there's one law for the Goyim, the Noahide laws. It's literally baked in.
I know.
Right, the Moos didn't come up with classical fucking liberalism. Right, that was like a white Scotsman. That's the point I'm trying to like make.
Yes,
thinks that he can make everybody happy. Vance thinks that everybody's stupid. Oh, listen, Israelis, I understand. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's an influence game. I know how it's played. You're gonna do your thing. No, they're trying to win. So what you're really saying is, I'm not going to play ball with the Israelis. The Israelis are saying, okay, then fuck you. Then we'll go with Rubio. The Israelis are saying, well, then fuck you. We're going with Rubio. You're not pro-Israel. And that's exactly what has happened. Ben Shapiro, today on his show, says JD Vance is a Democrat. He's got the foreign policy of Obama, the economic policy of Bernie Sanders. He sounds like Ro Khanna. Vance is a Democrat, and I don't support you anymore.
Yeah.
And Rod Dreher at the Free Press, which got their $150 million windfall from Larry Ellison, which got the acquisition authorized by Trump's FTC. Rod Dreher says, it's a time for choosing, Mr. Vance. Are you with Israel or are you with the Iranians? Randy Fine said, I think Vance is going down a bad path. This is not
they
America
love saying
first.
that.
So the Jews are not happy. The Jews accept nothing other than total submission, other than total support. It's like I said earlier, anything less than absolute positivity and support, full-throated, almost to like a religious degree, and they accept nothing less. And so Vance thinks he's going to go to these people and say, hey, listen, I respect the hustle, but I have to put America first. I hope you get it. And he thinks they're going to say, oh, we get it, Mr. Vice President. We don't agree with it, but we respect it. You think we could get another war for Iran? No? Okay, well, hey, we tried it. No, like, they'll assassinate him. Like, they will mobilize their, and I, that's not like a threat, but it's like, that's how they think. They're like, oh, well, then you need to be removed from the equation then. You won't put Israel first? Well, that's what we are, so we will ruthlessly prosecute you now. We will ruthlessly persecute you. We will back your enemy. We will mobilize our position and resources to destroy your career.
Yeah, that's basically it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. This, by the way, is why the Moose keep saying that they respect Fuentes. He knows, because they know that they're like this, right? The whole idea is just stopping the Goyim from realizing that they're like this. And they use the very thing he is describing in order to ruthlessly persecute any Goyim who do realize this. But it's all coming apart. Anyway, right, that's the end of my segment. Let's get on to Lindsay.
Well, we gotta do Soupies first.
Oh, we gotta do Soupies. Fuck, man, we're running out of time already.
Speaking of, well, you can go like 10 to 15 over if you had to, if you got
That's
really
true.
all saucy about it. But I do have something from Rumby.
Very nice.
Grand Inquisitor, $20. Thank you so much, my dude. Hello, Mr. Can you read that? Do you know what it is?
Hello, Mr. Ardy and Mr. Fwist. Could you please restart the stream from the beginning? Thank you.
You're much better at that than I am. Thank you, Grand Inquisitor. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Grand Inquisitor. Very nice. Right. Big honk lol for $5. Thank you, mate. For a future Moo Watch, could you guys cover the governor of my state, Josh Shapiro?
All the Shapiros get blended together, but that sounds... A Josh Shapiro sounds familiar.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy. We'll look into it. Big honk lol. Thank you very much. King Spectre.
Dude, these are like awesome 80s movies. Is what it looks like.
It's from the Odyssey. It's that is the face that launched 1,000 ships. I believe they were like running away in horror. For $5, thank you, mate. No such thing as too much representation. Greeks aren't real, and if they were, they'd be as enriched as midnight. See, exactly. See, Spectre knows where it's at, right? Molokai for 10 membership.
He's a giver with a hard R. Thank you very much, Molokai. You have made many people's lives that much weirder for at least a month. Thank you.
People are calling for uwus in the super chats now. Oh my god. Thank you, Molokai. Lenny Grad for $5. Nationality might be hard to define, but notice that Sam Harris is in, despite how derelict he is in his faith. You know, group ID when you see it. Yeah, precisely.
Nailed it.
Precisely. Right?
Clock it.
They can recognize each other from 100 miles away. Okay. We gotta, I think we gotta lean more into these sort of like ways of recognizing the soul or the spirit of people, if that makes any sense.
Well, essentially my community is either you get it or you don't. Do I really explain anything to
Precisely.
be like, right? You either you understand or you don't is the quickest discernment.
It's implicit. It's implicit. Yeah. Lenny Grad again for $5.
Beautiful.
Imagine if the Greeks could report Hollywood casting directors for lack of Greek representation.
Hey, fellas, tell me if you've thought of this before. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed?
Oh my god!
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, imagine that, bros. Molokai for 20 secs. Hard to know the goal of these people. I think it's. Is it?
Is it hard? I know things may be a little hard for you right now, okay? But for a lot of people, it's easy to see. Thank you for that, Molokai.
All right, name Mouse member for 5 months. Thank you very much, mate. I just popped in. I'm always stunned by just how many people forget that only God knows when the end will happen. To claim otherwise is hubris. Yes.
Oh, the hubris. You know how I feel about the extreme hubris of some of these people.
It's not hubris. It's moodyism. Is what it is, right? It's the moos who believe
they invented narcissism. They invented hubris. Okay, a lot of these things have been around for that long because of them.
It's the moos that believe that they can force God's hand, right? That they can find the
and
right
trans
combination
people,
of,
and Black Americans. and all of the LGBTQ group. Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern there.
Airworthy for $10. Thank you very much.
Mate.
That end times prophecy reminded me of a video by the simulated Leviathan comparing drones to the beasts in the end times, and something about a leader getting pierced in the ear. Good conspiracy channel. Sounds good. Actually.
Very cool. Hell yeah,
Very
dude.
cool. Parkour read for $5. I didn't know the millennials were into millennialism. We need another Inquisition.
Anything can be an ism if you try hard enough.
Yeah, that's true, right? When do we get Ardyism?
You have it. What do you think? How else would you explain this? Hey, explain my politics, Fist. Ardyism.
I'm working on Fistism right now. Leningrad for $5. If you restart the stream an arbitrarily large number of times, you will discover that actually only Qatar pays people to spread propaganda.
An arbitrarily large number of times. It's so them.
Oh my god. Tacit Tempo for $5.
Oh, you right?
I maintain that the moos aren't as big of a problem as the American lefty moos. Oh, the Zionists aren't as big as a problem as the American lefty moos. A lot of them who are anti-Israel but do more harm to the average American. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, mate. Right? Like, I think that's like you could do a whole stream on that actually. But yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Molokai for 50 secs. Is it bad to want to start a fight? Do they have to ban me? I don't know, mate.
Okay, let's say that you were the owner of a restaurant and somebody said to you, "Is it bad that I want to fight? Do you have to ban me?" You would want to analyze that statement from a perspective that's outside of your own to give you some semblance of some sort of answer. Thank you for that.
King Spectre for $10.
There he
Thank you
is,
very much, mate. I just don't see why he wouldn't just condemn Tucker and give a full-throated apology and a donation to some Zog charity of $10,000. Our defense budget needs that $20,000. What do you mean $50,000? It's only $100,000, bro.
Oh, that was smooth.
Very
smooth.
nice. Molokai for 100 secs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He wants the Chad Ardy.
And now the Chad does what the Chad wants, and no one is stopping him because Chad does what Chad wants.
Anything to make you stop beating everyone around you, okay? Anything to stop making you fight everyone around you. Please, you're an emotional terrorist right now.
Bill Clinton skin suit, member for 7 months. Thank you, mate. Good to see that Fist escaped the clutches of Sauron McDonald's fire. You're the only one.
That is his real name.
Show up on time.
Oh, fuck you! Unbelievable. I get no respect in my own community. I tell you, I get no respect. Okay, let's go. The truth about fashion, mate. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. I've always wondered about the truth. Good. You're gonna fucking hate it.
Fascism. We hear this word all the time. It's thrown about willy-nilly. Everyone from J.K. Rowling,
as much as the word woke right, this word fascism is thrown around.
To Jordan Peterson, everyone is labeled fascist. It's a word used by everyone, and I think everyone has a different understanding of what that word
Charlie
means.
Kirk was labeled fascist.
Charlie Kirk
points that out.
Yeah, quite. And I got in trouble in my career for calling out Antifa, who claimed to be anti-fascist.
If anybody still cared about James Lindsay and his name came up in the algorithm, I could easily make this into a video, but no one cares about him. But you could easily do that with him using woke right and who he calls woke right. He's like, even Charlie Kirk was called fat. You called Dave Smith woke right and he's a libertarian, and then you were called out on it. And Brett Weinstein was like, yeah, you should probably take that back. And then James Lindsay's response was, you don't win them all. That'll just come out in the wash. He said something like that. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep fighting for the hip and just calling everybody woke right.
I've little evidence that they are actually anti-fascist. But seeing as everyone uses this word and everyone has a different understanding of what it is, I thought we might get into what fascism really is, because you've just done a series about this on your podcast. So what is fascism?
Fascism, I mean, it's a closeted gay ideology. No, it's a doctrine that was the founder of fascism.
Started off with a joke, okay? Because nobody wants to answer this, right? Because then that's going to open up a can of worms for James Lindsay using different terms and whatnot. But okay, I love how he describes Mussolini. All right,
is Benito Mussolini, the Italian, right?
Benito Mussolini, the Italian. Adolf Hitler, the German. Who the fuck talks like that? Do you fucking know anything? Benito Mussolini, the Italian? What the fuck are you talking about?
I thought Mussolini was Albanian. But whatever.
The Italian. James Lindsay, the Tennessean. Just that type of speak doesn't happen in any other case.
And that was the founder of fascism is Benito Mussolini, the Italian, right? And so he is a Marxist coming up. He's running his old Marxist program. He realizes that this isn't really going to work. We have World War I happening. We're not watching, for example, and I'm not going to ascribe him the same ideas as Antonio Gramsci, but he's watching.
So this is what fascism is, right? We're already getting a monologue right now.
Okay.
Right? What happened during World War I is all of these people in all of these countries across Europe decided that the most important thing was their national identity all of a sudden, and to kill the people of the other.
We were just talking about this. It's all of a sudden. Did you see how history starts right there?
It's not all of a sudden. It was World War One. Oh my God!
It was all. Literally, we just made fun of them for doing this, and you haven't seen this.
You can even read the communists basically saying that they were very, very annoyed that World War One spurred this rise in nationalist feeling, right? Because they didn't want that, right? What they wanted was, workers of the world unite, and they were hoping, particularly in Germany, that World War One would be like a spur to like take on the capitalists, but instead you got all this like resurgence of nationalism. Go on, James. Fucking destroy my brain. Go for it.
I'm just gonna give you little blips here and there. Now we're gonna talk about modernism. Do you really want to listen to him continue that thought? I'm just gonna introduce you to the beginnings of his thoughts because you don't want to listen to them.
I want to know what is fascism in James's world.
He's not gonna tell you. He just monologues into history and forgets what he's talking about. Okay.
Right.
We're going to move on to modernism.
And life is what your highest duty in life is. It supersedes the individual. So the self-sacrifice for what? Do you self-sacrifice for your faith, for your beliefs? Do you want to be honored? It's all for the state. The state is the pinnacle of the pyramid of this program, including of man's inner life and what it means to be human. So in this very deep sense of what spiritual generally means. I'll qualify that by adding one point, that this is a deeply modernist ideology. Okay, so you have these eras, obviously, and modernism is one of these eras. We're talking early 20th century. This is the peak of the modernist project, not just the modern era as in post-medieval, maybe postmodern or whatever we're in now. Maybe we're still in the modern era, I don't know. But I mean, there's actually a specific movement that was the modernist movement from the late 19th century into the early 20th century. We're at the peak of modernism. And the modernist belief is that the spiritual is not some transcendent thing out there outside of the universe. It has something to do with the social interactions of one man to another.
Can you tell me about this modernist movement, late 19th century? Where does that start and why does it start?
I swear he does this on purpose because
look at his face.
Yeah,
he already knows the answer. He's asking questions to which he already knows the answer.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm glad you picked up on that.
That would be actually a good question that goes kind of beyond my historical canon. It was an art movement, I know, as well. That
James, do you know the first thing of what you're talking about? That would have to be for a later conversation, man. I couldn't go into a lot of detail now. You shouldn't be asking me. No, I'm just asking you if you know the first thing of what you're talking about.
We have these characters that started to do Dadaism and all this very, weird abstract stuff.
Someone picks up their hands and starts waving them around.
We have these.
Now, I'm no expert on body language, okay? But I'm pretty sure that this is when you know somebody knows what they're talking about when they wave their hands around like this.
Characters that started to do Dadaism and all this very, weird abstract stuff. But I think that the modernist movement starts in a great pessimism at the end of the 19th century, that many of the grand experiments of mankind up to this point have actually failed. In fact, the trajectory from what came before to modernism to postmodernism is a increasing trajectory of pessimism about the order of the world, the organization of the world that we all live in. And in particular, therefore, a grasping for a new set of understandings of meaning, what it means to be human. How do we organize our societies?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the phrase, Fist, understandings of meaning? How do you feel about that? See, that's what... You don't think I know how to smack these fucking tits around at this point, okay? If you listen to him for too long, you have to hear him introduce a new concept. That is the only way to listen to him. So let's see how he does with was fascism socialist? Okay.
It is going to be the means of production, right? The workers are going to seize the means of production. They're going to set up a dictatorship of the proletariat, and all of the means of production, the farms, the factories, all of the things that create economic output and livelihood for people are going to be owned, run, and operated by the state. Mussolini is like, that also doesn't work. What works is to let the corporations serve like organs to this national body, the state. So if you have a corporation, let's say it's you make airplane parts or something, landing gear, whatever you make, you have a duty intrinsically, but also legally, to satisfy the needs of the state first, and then your company can go ahead and make profit if there's profit to be made beyond that. You're allowed to own your own company, but you have an intrinsic, spiritually grounded duty to the state that your company is meant to serve the state. Everything is meant to serve the state, and the state's needs come first. So the state doesn't own your corporation, it just sort of controls it. And then once the state's requirements are met, you're free.
Yep.
So this is, not only does he seem like he's making fascism sound quite reasonable, okay? he's also literally describing the way the UK operates now, right? Like the modern woke regulatory state is exactly that, right? Except that the way it works is not quite so much through this ideological thing, but that the state, through massive taxation, just becomes the primary client of these huge companies. So the state for fuck's sake.
Do you remember when he was reading Mein Kampf and we were like, this sounds fucking unbelievably reasonable? whenever he does this, whenever he tries to like show you how scary it is, it's incredibly even-minded and understandable given today's circumstances.
I even remember the specific bit, right? It was when Mein Kampf, right? Where Mustache Man was basically saying we're going to have like 3 kinds of citizens. Okay? We have naturalized Germans, right? We're going to have aliens, right? Who will, be unmolested and stuff like that. They can own property, but they can't vote and they can't do certain jobs. And then we'll have aliens or undesirables who have like no protection of the state at all and who we want rid of, basically.
Yeah, I'm like, having them in categories. Oh yeah, that was episode 10 for anyone. Okay. For anyone curious, James Lindsay will make you love Hitler. Yeah, the algorithm really didn't like that one, so you're gonna have to manually go and watch that if you want to see it.
The algo didn't like that one. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, they won't let me know what the rules are. I have no way of knowing that they wouldn't like that.
State as a body. And then he talks about how Catholicism is the religion of the Italians. And so it's only Catholicism. He doesn't reject Catholicism as such, but even that is still an institution, that is still an organ in the body that is dedicated to the state.
Could that be, would he have been looking at sort of Eastern Orthodox churches and how there is a relation to Russian Orthodox?
He may have been,
and was he seeing, you can actually, and even the Anglicans, of course.
He may have been looking at those things, but he didn't do the same thing. So with the Russian Orthodox Church, at least, I don't know for certain, all of the structures of the Anglicans and all this, but I know this with the Russian. The reason that the Russian crest has a 2-headed eagle is because one head represents the church and one head represents the state, and then the church and the state are the 2 heads of one body.
Yes, Fist?
That's from Byzantium, you goddamn midwit. It is from Byzantium. It is the idea that the church and the state share one body. God, you're gonna give me a fucking embolism watching this. Fucking hell.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you know what? You're right. Let's slow this down right now. Let's go to why the moose. Let's bring up the moose, okay? Let's slow this down.
It's also the case, since you mentioned it in passing, that Jews at this time in Italy were supporting fascism. Not all of them, obviously, but there were. It's just very strange now, if you take a low definition view of the 20th century, that Jews were supporting Italian fascism. But that's the case.
It really is incredible that the majority of white people in the United States didn't own a slave. Okay? The majority of white people were not slave owners. And we collectively get so much shit about that. The Moos are overrepresented in everything terrible. They're overrepresented in so many fucking things. And they never catch any shit for it. Every single time throughout history.
Right. And that wouldn't have been that much of a contradiction in terms.
No. And in fact, a lot of the times with the diaspora Jews, what they were under the existing regimes that they found themselves in, well, Russia before the Bolshevik Revolution. So there's a lot of propaganda out that the Jews were disproportionately Bolsheviks or something like this. Or the other way around, the Bolsheviks were disproportionately Jews. The thing is that the Jews were not being treated well in these countries in the previous political orders. And so then something comes along and says, we're going to have something completely different and we're going to unify. Now you got to remember that a lot of diaspora Jews never forget that they're Jews, but they genuinely do in Europe, especially in Europe, believe that they were part of the
Wait.
Oh yeah,
Wait. Did he just say that the message of the Bolsheviks was that we're going to unify? Then why did they need to kill 20 million Christians? That's not. Oh my God! The message was that they were going to like take the working class, overthrow the government, and kill anyone in their way. That's not a unifying message.
I know, but so I love the idea that there's a diaspora of Moos that still consider themselves Moos, but they also believe that they're German. This is queer theory, what we're hearing right now.
Yep.
You realize that, right?
Yeah, of course.
They are Moos. Yes, there's a diaspora of Moos. They never give up being a Moo, but they genuinely believe that they're German. Good for fucking them. It's going to get a little fucking crispy. Good for you that you fucking believe that, dude.
And so then something comes along and says, we're going to have something completely different and we're going to unify. Now you got to remember that a lot of diaspora Jews never forget that they're Jews, but they genuinely do in Europe, especially in Europe, believe that they were part of the communities that they had.
But that means they never assimilate.
Yep.
You have to assimilation. Joel Webben was talking about this in terms of assimilation. You are giving up who you were if you are to assimilate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Immigrated to. The German Jews believed they were German, and this really made Hitler mad. And so it's not a surprise to believe that a lot of Italian Jews would have believed themselves to be Italian. And this is what Italians are doing. This is the way.
I love how it's justifiable because they believe that they were. This is literally where all of the queer shit comes from the fucking 60s, dude.
Why did it make Mustache Man mad, James? He's literally said this before, by the way, right? Mustache Man hated the communists, right? He was going after the communists, and then one day he noticed that all the communists were Mooish, and then he felt a great sense of relief because he said the communists are not Germans, because he couldn't figure out why are his countrymen suddenly embracing communism? Whatever. Fuck. Yeah, go on.
And a lot of people like to believe that Jews are this kind of monolithic people because maybe they've never watched 5 minutes of Israeli politics or something. They're like the least monolithic people, and maybe they should read the Talmud and find out that it's a book of people arguing with each other.
Yeah. See, Fist? They're not a monolith. They argue with each other and they disagree. How could they be a monolith as a political and cultural and spiritual monolith where even the secular ones like Sam Harris, right? Still somehow have an affinity for the monolith of the Moos. Isn't that strange?
Well, how is it possible then for people in Hollywood to ask whether this thing or that thing is good for the Moos?
Well, what does it mean to be proud to be a
Moo? I'm very
Moo?
confused. I'm very, very confused.
Literally over millennia, writing down all the sides of the argument, and to understand that this is not a monolithic people in that sense, and politically or whatever. And so,
did you hear that? Did you hear how he changed it? This is not a monolithic people in that sense, politically.
In that
now
sense.
It's been shifted. Now he's added on to it. Very shifty. Very shifty.
A lot of Italian Jews would have believed, okay, this is Italy. This is for our future. This is what we're doing. And at the same time, what we have now is not good for us. We're not being treated well under this previous order. We are being discriminated against by this broadly Catholic society that we're in. This is going to be better. We're all going to be working together. We're all.
I swear, what did the word discrimination mean back then? I feel like we used the word post fucking World War II and post Civil Rights Act, the word discrimination. When was that word used in society? It had to have been from the Moos. They're like, that's discriminating, and they were like, are you gay? What are you talking about? Discriminating? Is a lion discriminating a gazelle when it fucking eats it? What are you talking about?
This is the ultimate irony, right? You have a people whose entire moral framework is literally built on discrimination, right? Between
I'm sorry, are you talking about the left?
Between Moo
I'm
and
confused
Gentile,
if you're talking about. Yeah.
Saying we're going to have a new order in which there will be no discrimination, but we are not going to change. This is literally the story of the West, the people pushing these supposed universal rules automatically get an opt-out, right? They can discriminate as much as they like.
Who you're referring to is a protected class is who you're referring to. They are protected.
All going to be the same. We're all going to be cells in the same body.
And was Mussolini welcoming to them?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah. Is it then wrong to use the term fascist to
I
describe?
swear that's like a passive dunk on him, where you ask them these quick questions. He goes, I don't know. And he goes, yeah, but you don't. Anyway, so you should know this is not the first time that they talked. I've made a video on this. I've already A-logged this. So Winston Marshall will have on James Lindsay just to show how much James Lindsay doesn't know what he's talking about. This is one of my favorites.
Well, let me phrase it as a question. Do you think the woke right comes in the sort of lineage of the neo-reactionary right?
Yes.
Yes. And that's Buchanan, and I guess he's the sort of the main figure of that.
And of course, Tucker is downstream from Buchanan. He's
Tucker is downstream from Buchanan. Okay, hopefully Winston isn't going to ask any deeper clarifying questions.
a Buchananite.
So I wouldn't mind coloring this in, because this is actually, I learned this because I'm not American, but I learned this through Michael Malice's book, The New Right, and he sort of goes into this a little bit. But it seems that it is quite an important part of understanding this. How would you describe Buchananitism, or whatever the word?
Oh no, he asked him to describe or define something. Here we go.
I try not to describe it too much because I'm not terribly well read on Buchananism. I think that's the phrase.
But if it's you agree that's an important part of understanding.
Yes, it
the
is.
Lineage of
It's an important part of understanding it, and I don't really understand what it is. So Winston loves doing this to James Lindsay.
Describe anything other than what was happening in Italy in the 1930s. I mean, you could use fascistic.
Fascistic, yes.
It's like that. But
one of the best examples of him doing this was James Lindsay saying that there was a bunch of Muslims. I forget exactly what he said, but listen to Winston Marshall go, there was a bunch of Muslims. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, huh.
Spanish identity. It was rooted in primarily religion and culture. It was not rooted in race. It was not rooted in some kind of hearkening back to Rome or the, ancient whatever. It was very much, we're a Catholic people, which was a big surprise, seeing as at the time it was considered a country of three religions. There were many Protestants, there were many Catholics, and there were many Muslims. Of course, there were some Jews as well. But it was considered to be kind of this...
Were there many Muslims?
Yes, many Muslims.
Huh.
And
wait. Is he talking about Italy? What? Wait. Did I hear that right? He's talking about Italy?
We're going to have to listen to him talk if you want to know what he's talking about.
Oh, he's confusing Italy and Spain. I'm sure that's what's going on.
I know, but I love Winston going, there really? And James goes, yeah, that was funny. And he goes, huh. Like there's these small cues that I can't ignore.
Semi-fascist thing. Franco was
as a term to describe.
Yeah, Franco, I mean, in some sense, was like it's a classic military dictatorship, right-wing military.
Okay, so he's talking about Franco,
where he was trying to reunify Spain under a single Spanish identity. It was rooted in primarily religion and culture. It was not rooted in race. It was not rooted in some kind of hearkening back to Rome or the ancient whatever. It was very much, we're a Catholic people, which was a big surprise, seeing as at the time it was.
Oh, I love it. But James Lindsay.
He's saying that after the Reconquista, there were many Muslims still in Spain. I mean,
what are you, deaf?
Oh, fuck, man.
Kind of hearkening back to Rome or the ancient whatever. It was very much, we're a Catholic people, which was a big surprise, seeing as at the time it was considered a country.
So right now, Fist, tell me that I'm supposed to take a shit standing up when I go to the bathroom. Tell me.
Yeah, you're supposed to take a shit standing up when you go to the bathroom, mate. Right? Like it's the new order.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Huh.
Of three religions. There were many Protestants, there were many Catholics, and there were many Muslims. Of course, there were some Jews as well. But it was considered to be kind of this.
Were there many Muslims?
Yes, many Muslims. Huh. And Franco's idea was, we're going to reunify this country religiously. We're going to reunify this religion as Catholic. We're reunify this country as Catholic, and that's going to give us a unique Spanish identity. So it had those elements that he was going to define a people, and that the people were going to be the inheritors of his program. But he was much more a right-wing military dictator.
So almost a Christian nationalist.
Yeah, he'd be much more like a Christian nationalist, in fact. Yes. The project of,
Catholic nationalist.
Yes. Yeah. So you're still looking though at some of the same sources. So this is another one. We're looking at Mussolini. Well, yeah, but they were also looking at the same.
And now you should know, fellas, okay, that really all issues, has nothing to do with the moves. All of these issues just come from France.
Terms and trying to lay out a political philosophy of this some decades before.
Sorry, where was that?
De Maistre was, I think he was French.
Okay.
So this was immediately.
So once again,
yeah,
French.
Well, yeah, we can always blame the French.
It seems everything bad. Fascism comes from France. Socialism. You were saying before we started rolling.
Pause, just for a second,
yes.
Ardy.
I heard you
I'm
clapping
just gonna fact check.
I bet you are.
James live here. Were there many Muslims in Franco's Spain? No, there were not many Muslims in Franco's Spain, which is not a surprise if you know anything about Spanish history. The Muslim population was extremely small, on the order of a few thousand people, mostly in the Spanish Peninsula, representing roughly 0.02 to 0.04% of the total population.
Is this what Winston meant when he went, huh?
Yeah, that is what he meant.
He just lets it sit there. He just lets it rest. He goes, okay. Why does he have him back? I swear, whoever is in like the production in the background, they make him have. James Lindsay is like, yes. And he's like, oh, fuck me. All right, fine, I'll do it.
Giving him the rope to hang himself with.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's
and it therefore cannot be questioned, and therefore that the sovereign is an absolute sovereign over the state as sort of a hand of God on earth. Carl Schmitt took that further, so I tend to get de Maistre's own ideas confused with Carl Schmitt's interpretation and political theology, where Carl Schmitt starts talking about the sovereign, the political leader, as doing political miracles, where God's hand enters into the natural order and changes it to make a miracle. The politician who has the decision power reaches into the existing legal order and changes things. So it's illegal for you to do whatever unless the king says no, it's okay for Winston. So that's like him reaching his divine hand in and changing the political order according to his decision power, which is sovereign, which is absolute, which is ordained by God, therefore it can't be questioned. These are the ideas. I mean, de Maistre never talked about the sovereign doing political miracles, but that's what Schmitt took from de Maistre and wrote in Political Theology in the 1920s. So this is a set of ideas that was it was like the French Revolution was going this way, and they're like, how do we go this way instead, as hard as possible?
So back to the Nazis. But is obviously National Socialist?
I like how Winston was just waiting for James to stop speaking. Fucking didn't acknowledge anything James just said, dude. It's not even in the same weight class as him.
Oh my god.
Is that the appropriate name for what they were?
No, not really. Yes, I mean if you read
He is the wishiest, washiest fucking person in the world, dude. No, not really. Yes.
No, not really. Yes, I mean if you read this is a complicated issue. If you read the 25 points of the Nazi,
is it complicated,
It's
James?
actually really complicated. No, it fucking isn't at all.
Party, which was published I think in 1920 or 1919, extraordinarily early, well before Mein Kampf is like 25, Hitler takes power in 33. A lot of people just to give them
Now I'm going to give you probably my favorite part.
Did he just refer to the 15 points written in 1919 as opposed to like what they actually did when they got into power?
What don't you understand? Now, here's what you have to realize, fellas, okay? Hitler was about equity, okay? And Winston finally has enough, and he's like, I don't think you're right.
About it at the time.
He was rearming.
He was preparing for war. Yeah, that's right. He was getting ready to do exactly what he said in chapter 4 of Mein Kampf, written in 1924 while he's in prison, which was to go east. He was going to go east because Britain would not be tangled with, but Russia could be tangled with. And all that land was Lebensraum. That was going to be living room for the Germans, where he actually, by the way, he gives an equity argument. Anybody who's followed woke would recognize this immediately as an equity argument for why this march east would have to happen.
Okay. Could you even possibly construct what the equity argument is?
Oh, I love that freeze frame.
Dude, he's ready. He's ready for some bullshit right now.
This is like he's ready to hear like the biggest load of bullshit you've ever fucking heard.
Do you see the body language of Winston Marshall? It's like he would say, "Go ahead, wow me." Is what he would say. That's what he's saying with his body language.
And the reason that it has to happen is because he says heaven itself would not ordain a great people to have less land. so that the Germans are not given land in proportion to how great a people they are. So he has this long argument about how you might have some large country in a bad part of the world with basically racial inferior people who are going to grow in the multitudes and be able to overwhelm a nation that's only limited by its lack of sufficient land. So heaven would not see that it's fit for a great nation to have a small amount of land.
Why is that woke?
He's waiting. One of the best questions any interviewer can ask James Lindsay is, why is that woke? Oh, he hates it. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Why is it woke? Because
he always has to buy himself time and fucking say the question again. Classic. I used to do that in 8th grade when I didn't know the answer.
See that it's fit.
We need, wait. We need the...
Wake up. Woke.
Great nation to have a small amount of land.
Why is that woke?
Why is it woke? Because heaven would not see that it's fit for people who've worked really hard to have more money or whatever else. It's the same idea of that there's supposed to be a just distribution of the given products of the world to what the Soviets called actual equality.
He just literally said,
I
love
given
it.
product.
So not about like reclaiming Prussia or like the traditionally settled.
No.
German
You're
lands
focusing
in
on
the
how
east.
it wasn't woke. He's focusing on how it was woke.
Right. Okay.
Of the world to what the Soviets called actual equality. The problem is that there's an unfair distribution of land to the different peoples of the world.
But it's not woke because
no, but it is because it's the justification for why he.
Was it? These, oh, for fuck's sake, these lands weren't just distributed from the sky, right? The disposition of Germany at that time was a result of the Treaty of Versailles. Oh my god!
Look at what he did to poor innocent Winston Marshall, dude.
Poor
He's like,
Winston.
where do I? He's like, I had to start way further back than I even want to. And as he's about to try to explain this to James Lindsay, James is just talking over him. He's like, it's not worth it. It's not even worth it to try and educate him.
The problem is that there was an unfair distribution of land to the different peoples of the world.
But it's not woke because
no, but it is because it's the justification for why he gets to go claim land is because there's a kind of like divine providence that he doesn't have enough of it and somebody else has more.
On racial terms, because he only wants it for the German Volk.
He only wants it for the Germans, yes.
Whereas, are you saying that the woke people?
No, this is why woke right has been confusing for people.
Dude, woke right is still confusing after all this time. I've been watching it from the very beginning, and he's like, this is why it's difficult for me. At what point, Math PhD, do you realize that you are the problem when you are the one that is coining the term, and nobody knows what it fucking means?
Right,
Oh
but did he coin the term, right? I mean, or was it given to him by someone else? I mean, we're never going to know either way. I mean,
he popularized the term. Yeah, he didn't create the term.
It, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, did this emerge in some group chat? Like, I'm just, I don't know.
Yeah, we've shown how Susie Leibowitz something or other. What is it?
Leibowitz Ellerman.
Yes, Moo billionaire. And when we say Moo billionaire, as Moo as she is a billionaire, she's as Moo as much money she has.
No, wait, hang on. Look. Master Shake says
he would know.
He did not coin the term, and I feel like Master Shake would know. He is also a fellow Lindsayologist.
Well, what does coin the term means? Popularize it, doesn't it?
No. To coin a term means to like invent it.
Oh, okay. No, he didn't. No. He popularized it. I'm sorry. I thought. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Common misconception there.
Because we're getting a little literal about woke, or you're getting a little literal about woke.
He's getting a little literal about it. James is trying to speak about it as abstractly as possible to try to apply it to the Nazis. Come on, Winston, help me out.
Look at his face.
So, using adjectives to try to describe what his face looks like, there is concern. He looks concerned to James Lynn, doesn't he?
This is literally the concern meme.
He looks like his well-being. He's like, are you gonna make it, little bro? I'm not gonna beat this right now, so I'm gonna end on a high note, and we can do some supers and get to your segment.
Okay.
I can't top that. Poor Winston Marshall. James, leave him alone.
So wait, there's no more? Is
there is more? No, there's more, but I know that you have your segment.
No.
You
Look,
good?
it's fine. You play a bit more, man. Like, go for it.
about woke. I'm being pretty general about what woke means, or in this case, equity, right? Equity means that you're complaining that there's an unfair distribution of something that you feel entitled to at the end of the day. So there should be a redistribution, or you're justified in forcing a redistribution. And that was Hitler's argument for why he should be able to go conquer Poland, was that there's an unfair distribution of land, so he should be able to go take more of it because the Germans deserve it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. But at any rate, that's what he's doing in 37. So now these corporations need to be reorganized to produce what the state needs, which is going to be armaments primarily in large quantities at the direction of, the government, which is the party in action, which had this ambition, which again, they were still lying to the world about.
Nazism then goes on to change Italian fascism. And of course, whilst I mentioned earlier, there were Jews involved in early fascism. Italy does turn on its Jews when Italy allies with the Nazis. Can you tell me about how Italian fascism changes with that relationship?
I also love how Italy turns on its moos. Okay.
Yeah.
Notice how it's not its citizens. Yeah. Not its Italians.
But my understanding is that Italy did not turn on the moos like the way Germany did, right? Possibly because there was a lot less of them, right? People do not realize, like, there were a lot of moos in Weimar Germany, right? Like they dominated the law, they dominated the media, like they dominated everything. I'm pretty sure that in Italy it was nowhere near as bad because Italy had the Vatican and the Catholic Church, right? Like, keeping a check on things. So, this idea, again, like, the way this is taught in school is like, Weimar Germany, right? The moos were just there doing nothing, just living their best life, like not really influencing society at all. They had tremendous influence. Like,
yeah, I didn't really learn about Weimar until my late 30s.
Yeah, funny how that happens.
Holy
isn't it? Yeah.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Also, very quickly, Jaden McNeil just showed me out on Kick. Very cool. Jaden McNeil, very early adopter of criticizing Nick Fuentes, to be polite about it, and very early adopter of criticizing William as well. That man has sharp discernment.
Thanks, Jaden.
So that's very, very cool. I'm on board with that 100%. We gotta have crossover with the way that I go with William and what I've been saying about the Reapers. So definitely very cool, dude. Thank you.
That's the primary one, right? But the deal was that the Germans aren't going to put the Germans, Hitler from the very beginning, going back to, again, like 1919, 1920, way before Mein Kampf, before the taking of power, before the dictatorship, before anything. Hitler's focus, he's got writing his letters he wrote in 1920 saying that the primary objective that they have, the problem they have to solve is how to get the Jews out of Europe.
I'm sorry, Judas MC Sheckelberg shouted me out and is watching my video on stream right now. What the fuck? What do I tell my mom about what I do on the internet? What the fuck? Thank you. Thank you. It's very much appreciated.
Oh my god.
He doesn't say he has to kill all of them. He just has to get them out. The problem with Europe is we got to get the Jews out. So Hitler is not going.
Well, the quickest way to get them out is to put them down,
to ally with any country that's going to harbor Jews, and in fact, or support Jews. In fact, what he wanted to do was make the countries turn over Jews. There's actually some argument, I don't think it's fully correct, that part of why he was so interested in taking Poland wasn't this weird argument about deserving the land, but in fact because it had the largest diaspora Jewish population, and therefore he could round them up and kill them in largest numbers or get rid of them, export them. The original plan was to send them to Madagascar, but that was never going to work.
Don't you notice, James, that whatever country they go to, you still call them moos? They're never citizens. Does that really not connect with you at all? Like, this is what happens when you don't understand anything about what the word nationalism means.
Okay. Okay, we're never going to top that crazy one. Shall we do super chats and get on to the last segment?
Absolutely.
Okay. Right.
I'm so blessed right now. Okay. Absolutely.
Your cup runneth over. Your slop cup runneth over.
It does. That's awesome, dude.
Wait, hang on. Before we do,
yes,
we've got a meme from Ardent that I would like to surface. He's not just a pretty mod face. He's also a bit of a meme smith as well. Yeah, he's Ardent.
He got a new shiny shekel.
Bless me with your butter, Rick, your ball.
With your bounty.
Okay. King Spectre for $5.
Oh my god, that's horrific.
It's not hubris, it's moodyism. Fist, we both know those are the same things.
I know, dude. The lines are getting blurred.
Brother Gunther, member for 7 months. Wait, what about Giovanni Gentile? Well, we don't talk about Giovanni Gentile, right? Like, that would be, like, a bit too sort of, like, intellectual.
Do you really want to hear James Lindsay's opinion about Giovanni Gentile?
I kind of do, actually.
Dude, James Lindsay is a succubus. He's a siren that drags you to the bottom of the ocean, and you get out and you go, let's see what that siren's up to again. Where do you think it's going to lead, Fist? Where do you really think it's going to lead?
But also, right, like, his takes are so shit, right? It forces you to sort of, like, revivify your own take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Leningrad for $10.
Oh, classic, mate.
Thank you very much, mate. Imagine people who still care about talking about the real definition of fascism in the big
I know.
26. If we can really define it, surely we can convince the left that we're not it. Yeah, exactly.
The litigation of definitions is very passé at this point.
Yeah, and look, the modern definition is very simple, right? Fascism is anything that impedes the progress of race communism. That's
and then the definition of woke right is not wanting to call people fascist, because then that would make you on the left.
That's right. You know, or like maybe wanting a country that runs on like Christian principles, you know.
Easy, buddy. We're on YouTube, okay?
Enrico Palazzo.
Hey,
the memberships. Hey,
fucking Mussolini over here, right? It's a regular Mussolini.
Look at him. We got an Italian in the chat. Hey, Enrico, how you doing?
Oh, that is a lot of freaks. That's a lot of freaks that I got behind the paywall now. I can't imagine what you people are going to think about what you see, about what nobody else is allowed to see. Congratulations.
Leningrad for $5.
You
you know, he heard about the two-headed eagle from Jay Dyer and just totally butchered it, perhaps on purpose. I don't think he did, because if he did hear about it from fucking Jay Dyer, he'd know it's fucking Byzantium. Like,
right, yeah. There's no. That was told to him. That was a group chat, okay? Or he like went somewhere and he's like, it's like what you would tell a child, like a very simple story about something, and then he passes that forward as like political information.
Oh, yeah. Molokai sending like little super chats, 20 cents, assimilate to what they don't need to.
Hey,
thanks, Molokai.
True or false? Those are all words, okay? Every single one was a word.
Deep calm for $10.
There he is, Rucker.
Oh, now he wants us to read the Talmud.
They dig their own grave. No, you don't. Dude, it reminds me of when the left was like, oh, Google it, and I did, and I was like, you shouldn't have told me to do that. No, you should have lied to me and controlled the narrative.
Dude, it's phase 2. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And it's just going to get worse and worse, right? Like, you know, because unless you've got, you know, the right consciousness to read the Talmud and ignore, you know, all of these sort of like naughty bits, as it were, this isn't going to help you. Leningrad for $5. Lindsay's definition of fascism could literally apply to basic taxes and regulations. Yep. Why is he always like this? He can't think, he can't talk. Yeah,
ultimate liberty, but he's not a libertarian, okay?
It's the goy beam is what it is, right? It makes Gentiles insane. Like this is my
I know
position.
you said that early on. You said that over 6 months ago, that it actually makes you insane. It causes such cognitive dissonance. And we are still trying to find the roof on this thing. Where does it go, Fist?
Where does it go?
It doesn't end well.
There's no end to this train. Mighty Meme King for $5. I'd almost say he's mooish if he wasn't so fucking stupid.
So yeah, this is like Tommy Wiseau in The Room, where sometimes you think the movie is bad on purpose, and other times you're like, oh my god, it's serious, and you kind of go back and forth between that reality. So sometimes you think James Lindsay is sincerely being subversive, and other times you're like, wait a minute, I think he really believes what he's saying. I think he really believes what he's saying, because when he went to Israel, he was like, this place is great. People just walk up to me on the street and tell me, oh, that's James Lindsay. It's like, that's Mossad, you fucking idiot. That's how they make people do a fucking asset.
There has been a substantial decline in his intellectual ability over the past few years. Now, I don't know, like, whether that's because he was getting help from Peter Boghossian, or like whether it's the vax, or like whether he's been reading too much like Moodyism, but it's very, very clear. Like, he is not as sharp as he used to be. Like, nowhere near, you know. Master Shake for $5, 0.02% equals many. I am very smart and important.
He is a math PhD, everybody. So when you
Yeah.
hear Dr. James Lindsay, he's a doctor of numbers, okay?
Yeah.
And for some
Yeah,
reason, he's the history guy.
If you've got a sick number, call him up, right? He'll treat your number with his healing hands, right?
He'll hold your 3 and tell you to cough.
Deep Gum for $5. Joe Rogan needs to be held to account for ever having this guy on and making him think he needs to speak publicly.
He was on Joe Rogan in July, or April of 2024, okay? Just 2 years ago, he was being amplified by Joe Rogan, and it had over 1 million views, okay? This downfall is it's not a downfall, it's a plummet. It's how a fucking comet arrives at the Earth, and by the time it hits our surface, it's nothing, okay?
Yeah, it's been epic. Big Honk Law for $5. Dude is so moo-pilled, the phrase coin a term confused. Bro.
Owie, that hurt.
Lenny Grad for $5. Give Lenny Grad a cheer. He's
absolutely
he's putting the work in. Thanks, Lenny. Restart the stream so I can figure out what I want to say.
He's mumbling, bumbling, stumbling, idiot.
Gungan Supremacist for 5 Canadian loonies. Thank you, mate. Just ask why to anything, James says, and see how he completely scrambles his own brain. Just has vague talking points, not arguments. Yeah, I know, right?
That's why he loves talking shit online.
Yeah, because it's not off the top of the cuff. He gets to like reframe his his argument like over and over. He can make like multiple drafts.
Yeah,
it's like stare thoughts. Molokai gifted 10 memberships.
I don't know what's less ethical, okay? Getting a blowjob from a drunk woman or getting these fucking gifteds from Molokai right now, okay? I have an ethical quandary right now. Thank you so much, Molokai. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Matty Ice for $20.
There he is, Rucker.
You guys have some of the best content on current events, understandable philosophical and religious movements, and rhetorical techniques. But my absolute favorite is when you trash James Lindsay as low IQ as possible. Oh, thank you, Maddie.
That felt really good. Because we all know that you were all of the stuff until the James Lindsay point was me. All of that was you before. But then the James Lindsay, I was like, I do that. Thank you, man.
I'm okay again. I'm giving it my all.
Hey, man, we all give it our all in different. Well, he's still going. Go ahead.
Can you talk about Franco? I mean, we did a bit. Yeah. Lord Bloomington, member for 2 months. Good night, gentlemen. Well, good night to you, good sir.
Lord to Lord.
King Spectre for $5. So by that logic, look at he did the fucking
concerned. He's so concerned.
So by that logic, James, if that second theory is correct, that would mean the Newtsies weren't woke by your own terms. Yeah, like that, don't think about it too hard, man. Right? Like
it
it's just
crumbles under a modicum of questioning.
Yeah. The Komate Man for €5. BB said in 2018, actually, Mustache Man was going to send the moose to Palestine, but the Mufti's wife didn't love pork, so he made them into sausages. What
is that true? I'm liable to believe that. Chat's usually rather reliable. Okay.
I mean, if you're asking me whether like BB would like lie about World War II to advance a political agenda, well, I mean, I don't know, mate. Right? And Airworthy for $5. Numbers are the universal shapes, so you could say Lindsay is the doctor of shapes. Oh my god!
Let's go.
He's gonna wind up like owning the shape store, bro.
That is beautiful.
Okay, right. So let's get on to
Remember,
next.
New members, judge me as harshly as possible and improve me. Thank you, Arden. I really appreciate it.
Oh man, this is painful. This is
what we've just watched or what we're gonna watch.
Oh, this is just painful.
More pain.
Right. So Alistair Campbell was on Triggernomentry with Constantine and Francis. And I've got to say, I did not hate this episode at all. I think both Francis and Constantine did a very, very good job of this.
Yeah.
Actually, right? Yeah. So just a little bit of background in case, for our American audience, you don't know who like Alistair Campbell is. He is basically a British elite libshite. Okay,
to the maximum degree.
He is what we call the deep shite. in the UK, right? It's not the deep state,
the
it's
shit
the
state.
deep shite.
Yeah.
Okay, right? He was Tony Blair's spokesman and campaign director when he was in opposition. Then he was Downing Street press secretary. He was the Prime Minister's official spokesman. Then he became Downing Street's director of communications and spokesman for the Labour Party. He was political editor at the Daily Mirror. He is renowned as the spin doctor, right? As the sort of the champion of the dark arts. He is widely credited as designing Tony Blair's New Labour strategy, where they sort of like jettisoned the worst parts of like socialism and they got like Tony Blair in, and everything like worked awesomely after all of that. No, it didn't, right? All of the shit that like Blair did, we are like still saddled with in the UK, and Blair is like a big reason why everything went to shit. And just listening to this guy talk, right? You can like find you. Oh God! So just like this guy, he lives in Hampstead Heath, right, which is one of the poshest parts.
Did you just?
London.
He lives in Hamster Teeth.
In
did you say?
Yes. Hampstead Heath.
Hampstead Heath. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Yes, it's where they.
I know
keep
you got
all
some
the
wacky names for shit. Okay.
Right. It's why like one of the poshest fucking parts of London. It's like a huge ass park, massive houses around it, very hard to get to with public transport. There's no diversity around Hampstead Heath, right, at all.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go there. It's still very, very nice. There's a lot of like old historical houses there and stuff. It's posh as fuck. So not for him, right? The dark jungle parts of Croydon, not for him. The mosques of Tower Hamlets. Oh no. He lives in the. I mean, this is the thing about London, right? There are still these like posh white parts where all the people that impose mass immigration on everyone else still live, and then they like walk around and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't see anything wrong with London. What are you like talking about? Everyone else is getting like fucking stabbed and like raped to death." It's like
It's well, it's Piers Morgan. I don't see it.
Right?
I don't see that when I look at London.
Yeah, the white enclaves, actually, as Andrew's animatics points out, right? This is going to make me angry.
Oh, no.
I can already tell.
It's bad when black people are not treated fairly, right?
Correct.
So it's also bad when other groups of people are
Pause it.
treated. That's
Just
all I'm
pause
saying.
it. If you have to say that out loud, the conversation's doomed to failure. If that's how the conversation is starting. That should be understood already.
So Constantine is trying to get Alistair Campbell to understand the concerns of the plebs, okay? From Campbell's point of view, the concern of the plebs is populism, okay? Because they are not his concerns, right? They're the concern of the plebs, of the little people. And the problem with like Trump and all these like people is that they're whipping up the little people against their betters, which in his case is basically the elites, okay? And they know what they're like doing, and no. Oh, I did so much bullshit on this at university, right? Like when Trump was fucking in his like first term, and like the problems with populism.
Is not bad. Is if when the police are out doing a pride march, that they're basically told, just you have to understand what they're protesting for. You have to understand that they're doing something a bit different to that march you did last week, which was Tommy Robinson's mob.
But
so that I think that's what that guidance is about.
That's not what that guidance.
Well,
is
okay.
about.
Well, I'll go away and read it. How about that?
Yeah, that's great.
And also,
I'd appreciate
I have a lot. I've worked with the police,
of course,
and I've worked with the Police Federation. And one of the reasons I do work with the police is because I think they get treated really badly by the media,
I couldn't agree
by
more.
the public.
I couldn't agree more.
I was talking to a police guy the other day, who is not even in a big city. Okay, he's in quite a small town, and he told me that in the last week he'd been spat at 8 times.
Okay. Nobody here thinks that's obviously disgusting.
Right, no. So, but and I didn't ask him. What was the colour of the people who spit at him. Okay.
Well, obviously, why would you ask that?
But he told me.
Okay.
And he said they were all but one were white.
Gee, why would white people in a rural town in England be spitting at the police, Alistair? Right? Do you think there might be some deeper reason for why rural white people are not fans of the police anymore.
When
It
anything
used
happens
to be like this.
when anything happens to a non-white person, then there's reasons, right? So, for
Right.
example, like with George Floyd, it was racism, even though that
Right.
they didn't say in court at all whatsoever. It was nothing, none of the things leading up to it. With a white person, history just starts right now. As we can
Yeah.
tell, there's never a cause and effect with white people.
Well, no, obviously the reason is populism, right? And we must do everything that we can, to suppress populism. Unlike racism, of course, in which case we must like absolutely do everything we can for like any single minority, right? Just based on the color of their skin. Doesn't matter like where they're from or like, right? Like they could be like a PTSD, like commander of like a ganja weed militia from like Sudan or something like that. Oh, invite them in, right? Oh, so much.
No. Okay, it's a majority white country, of course.
Yeah, okay. But my point is, I could take that if I wanted to, and I could build a debate about it.
But that's not what
I know it's not what you're doing. I know it's not what you're doing, but I'm saying the people that we were talking about earlier, that is what they do. That is what's happened in the United States. And that's why you then end up with arseholes like Pete Hegseth removing the pictures of people like,
Why have we brought Pete Hegseth? We're talking about Britain, mate.
Yeah, okay,
we're talking about our
we're talking about
country.
DEI.
In this country.
Okay.
We're talking about this country, right?
We're talking about populism.
In this country.
See? Populism.
We're talking about this country, right?
Can I not talk about
and the
abroad?
only point I made to
You
you
didn't
is...
stop me talking about Germany.
I just don't... The issue is that people always go to Trump or Hegseth or other
Yeah, but that's
people...
because they're so powerful in our debate.
We're just talking about policing
Okay.
in this country.
Okay.
And other areas where there hasn't... the BBC has internships for only non-white people, etc. Like, this has been going on. We started with woke. Remember, this is how a bit of the conversation started. It's not... Look, there's probably some people who use it as a catch-all phrase in the same way, by the way, that people on the left use the word racist as a catch-all phrase to describe people who are actually racist and also people who oppose mass immigration. There are some people who do that, right?
You can't. There is no actually racist. You have to. You are still too close to the left if you think that like, oh, this weapon that gets exclusively white people fired, this weaponization of this word, there's some good use for it. No.
Yeah.
How can you possibly think that?
Yeah, well, Konstantin's Moorish. So,
Yeah.
of course, he has to keep that alive.
Really?
Right?
A fucking rat-looking guy like that? That's surprising.
Because
Go ahead.
if the nation was defined either racially or religiously, he would be on the outside of it. So therefore, we must instead submit to the endless conversation, endless definition of terms, right? Like the endless marketplace of ideas.
Can we agree that Kalergi wants us all to look like Konstantin Kisin?
Just because some people use a word inappropriately doesn't mean that that word is wrong.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
So I gave you a definition
but
of
let me
woke.
just jump in there, though. Okay,
Right,
so
go ahead.
you do say it's left and right, and it's sort of both sidesism.
It is.
I don't think you have that. So let's say there is a media of the left, okay?
A media of the left.
A media of the left, say Guardian,
Yeah,
Mirror.
sure, yeah.
They don't do that.
What?
I don't think they do that. Was the media of the right do that in relation to woke?
Alistair, the media of the left and the people on the left and the influencers and political figures and commentators, including people like David Lammy, called conservatives who were pro-Brexit. Now, France and I both voted Remain, okay? They called them worse than Nazis. Do you remember David Lammy said the ERG are worse than Nazis?
No, I don't remember that.
Of course he doesn't remember it. Right? Because he is
It's like a
at
deposition right now. I don't recall.
He is at no risk whatsoever, ever, of being deplatformed, attacked by Hope Not Hate, right? Like he is completely secure. He lives in a nice posh place in Hampstead Heath. He is never gonna get attacked by like a horde of ninjas. His family is safe. Like it's just, oh my God, it's fucking maddening. I swear. And then the people like this have the gall to come out and say, oh, well, yes, that's what populism does. It mobilizes like the people against an imagined elite. My brother in Christ, you are the elite, right? You are in London, perfectly safe.
I know.
Perfectly safe.
Imagine Jesus Christ or God just being like, I wish I could, but you're the guy. You're the one that can do it.
And then he's like, I don't understand why everybody's so angry. Yeah, of course you don't. Because you don't fucking see it at all. Like you're like living in a nice like white enclave.
He did that on Andrew Marshall. We'll put a clip in here.
Okay.
Right?
By implication, you're comparing the ERG to the Nazi Party, or at least to the South African racists. Now, whatever you think about the ERG, that was an unacceptable comparison, wasn't it?
Andrew, I would say that wasn't strong enough.
People on the left and people on the right use these terms, in order to smear their opponents and to misrepresent the debate. That's what they do.
Okay.
That's what everyone does.
So what you're saying, essentially,
is something else.
No, what you're saying is they're both as bad as each other.
That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, I think, is that these people have more power in this debate than these people. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, like a woke person?
The
power differential?
Yeah, the right have more power in the UK.
Dude, Destiny and all of the quote unquote liberals were trying to make this point like 3 years ago. They're like, yeah, Fox News is the most popular, like whatever news station, and like online, it's all like right wingers and whatnot. Like they've been trying to do this for over half a decade.
This is so retarded.
The right-wing media has more power than the left-wing media.
The right-wing weaponization of their definition of woke has had way more cultural influence than anything these people have said.
Well, some people might argue that's because it's accurate to what's happening on the ground.
Well,
When new
they may.
institutions are
They may.
infested with DEI, when British history is being denigrated, when we're recording this before the Norway game, right? England playing Norway. The Norwegians walk around in helmets, right, with the horns.
Scots walk around in kilts.
Right, but hold on a second. The Norwegians are walking around in helmets, which is a throwback to the Viking age. Vikings, as you well know, were pillaging, including this country. Right? No one is asking them for reparations. British people are being told they need to pay reparations all day, every day.
Wait, you guys get the reparations thing?
Oh yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
For who?
For what? For the sins of the British Empire. Oh my God!
How far back do your reparations date? Because mine are, I'm a young country over here, right?
Like forever, man. Right? Like
Are you serious?
they're trying. It's all over England. That's why we've got to give back Chagos Islands. Like they're like running court cases
Give
for like
back an island,
billions and billions of dollars. Yeah, like it's huge over here as well. Basically.
Oh
right?
fuck.
So this is possibly the most infuriating clip from this interview, right?
Not for me, motherfucker.
This is Alistair Campbell, like completely failing to understand two-tier policing. I have supporting documentation because you know how I roll.
Beautiful.
We see it in policing, not only in the way the policing is being practiced, but in the instruction police officers get. They're explicitly told not to treat people equally. Explicitly.
Look at that.
The indignance.
Come on. I live in Hamster Teeth. It's not. I haven't seen anything like that in my like posh white enclave.
Honestly, this stuff is it's dementing. It's absolutely dementing.
That's the quotes from the police own
and
instructions.
it may be because you found one document where some guy is writing some guidance.
Hold on, pause it. Oh, okay. So maybe that one example you have, like, yeah, that's how can my mouth give you 70 examples all at once? We usually start with one example. He goes from, that's not it's the narcissist prayer. That's not happening. And if it is, it's not that bad. And if it is, like, he's already doing the fucking prayer.
Yeah, I mean, he's right? I mean, it's just one document. Here's the College of Policing's Police Race Action Plan. Here's the Improving Policing for Black People, a police service that is anti-racist and trusted by Black people, right? New police.
Well, yeah, they let them get away with everything. Yeah, I trust
Zero
fucking
tolerance
cops
to
too.
racism in policing. Policing will adopt an explain or reform approach to address the negative impact and outcomes experienced by Black people. We will increase the awareness and understanding of every officer and member of staff of racism, anti-racism, Black history, and its connection to policing through the introduction of a mandatory program of training for all police officers and staff, the development of a representative workforce. Policing will increase the involvement of Black communities in its work and improve to support Black victims of crime.
We already
enable
did
Black
this.
people to have their voices heard, raise concerns, work on solving problems in their community.
We already did this, and I've already tried making this point to the left years ago, where I was like, okay, you guys wanted more representation. Oh, wonder where that comes from. More representation in the police force in like Chicago and in like, yeah. They hired, I wish I had the video. They hired guys that used to be in prison to be police officers, and would you believe it? They like fucking... Oh, you think police escalate? These fucking 4 Black guys just kick the fucking ass police officers, kick the fucking shit 4-on-1 like they're in fucking prison beating the shit out of them. They were like, Yeah,
I
too
saw
much
that.
representation there.
They were on like the Scorpion Squad or something.
Something like that.
I saw that, right? So making an anti-racist police force, right? oh, you know, what's this? Race and policing and inspection of race disparity in police criminal justice decision making.
Hold on. So he would go, okay, well, maybe that's one page. Well, that's several pages that make a book. Okay, well, maybe that's one book. Yeah, but it's a part of my library of other books. Okay, maybe one library.
From the National Police Chiefs Council, diversity, equality, and inclusion in the police force. It's just one document, bro. Right? I don't know, like, what you're so like worked up about.
That's why people hurt people like you, Alistair.
Police officers are trained. Okay. Why are you saying okay? Like I'm saying, I'm making something up.
Because I think, you know, I'm not saying
Have you looked into it?
Not as deep as you.
Well, I think you should.
Well, maybe I should, but
I mean, I haven't looked into it, right? But it's clearly false. Okay, right? You know, I walk around Hamster Teeth all the time, right? Nothing bad's ever happened to me there, right? It just, you know, people that just like to bitch and moan.
But it's the same thing as James Lindsay, the confidence in what they're talking about, and then obviously admitting that they haven't even researched it that much. The Goy beam connects them.
Yeah, he's just so incredible. Like, you know, he doesn't need to know. This is the point. He's still living back in like 1980, essentially.
Oh yeah,
okay, right. Like he is like totally boomer brained. To him, it's still 1980.
Because then you wouldn't dismiss the factual things I'm saying out of hand.
I'm not. Let me dismiss it in my own way.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay. He's going to hog the microphone again.
I know. This is outrageous to me. You haven't looked into it.
Well, because I'm aware of the issue, and
So
I'm
why are
aware
you
of the
dismissing
issue
it?
because I think two things. First of all,
That's what people mean when they say woke. It's not a catch-all phrase. They mean
it is a
two-tier
catch-all
treatment.
phrase. No, they don't. They call you woke if you sort of campaign for gay rights. They
Not
call,
at all.
Yes, they do.
There's loads of gay people who use
Jesus
this phrase
Christ.
woke.
Okay, they made
Right,
it.
come.
God.
That you are being woke right now. You can, like, a black person will say, I ain't trying to hear that. And I go, I appreciate your honesty. You're an ignorant N-word, but I appreciate the honesty. A white person just goes, I can't even be bothered with such error. I can't even believe that you would say such a thing. Oh, I have to sit here and dignify this with a response. I can't even believe it.
But this is great. Okay, I have made this exact point a number of times.
And so when you said that when you first came here in 1996, immigration was not up here in terms of
55,000 a year, yeah.
No, but I'm saying in terms of where it was in political.
Oh yeah,
issues.
3%.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
3%.
And now it's right up there. Now it's up there in part because of facts, but it's where I think it's where the populist bit I find offensive is the way it's then being exploited.
Fine.
And that's where we, you know,
but isn't the issue is that if you guys and the conservatives and everybody, if you'd fix the facts, there'd be nothing to exploit.
See?
Defeated.
Just like oh, you know,
Exasperated sigh.
The problem is not the facts on the ground. The problem is that people are noticing the facts, and that is the issue. Okay, wait, I've got some like more from like the actual thing. Oh, we still got like 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay. And just an aside, okay. Campbell saying, "Oh, you know, the right has like so much influence." The new incoming Labor government has literally hired a bunch of people from Hope Not Hate to be at the top of government.
Just give them, just let people know what Hope Not Hate is. That don't know, okay.
Wait,
as quickly as you can. Yeah.
Let me just get their website,
fellas. It is. Oh, Arden. Yeah, I'm already sending people to Focus Trip. Thank you. Hope Not Hate is so over the top. It really is worse. It really is worse than anything that we have, dude. In terms of being like, you could be milk toast. They would probably put like Tim Pool on a list. Okay, I guess it's like the ADL, but they're worse. They're way worse.
They're basically like the ADL, but they're like communists. I mean, of course they're like Mill adjacent. Of course they are, because everything is. They're like a doxing shop. They have connections, like very, very serious connections to the security services. They just do shady stuff, right? They're like a political activism organization. Look at this, right? They do undercover work, which basically is like doxing and like harassing people. But it's fine because, you know, they grew out of, I mean, look, I know people call throw the word communist around, but these guys literally came out of the communists, right? They're originally
it's a business. Like, what if there's no far right hate in the UK? How much is there really? Is it just in the UK?
Yeah. I mean, interestingly enough, right? They haven't updated their blog. They did, however, have an attack article on this MP, Ann Widdecombe, who was recently murdered, and they took the page down. And there's a lot of speculation swirling around at the moment that she might have been killed by a far leftist. And so Hope Not Hate are trying to cover their ass and be it's that classic thing. They go around calling people Nazis, blah, 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 trying to get people fired from their job. They're a doxing outfit, right?
Yep.
Okay, so play a little bit more of this.
Pushes me into a place where I'm going to be more sympathetic towards somebody who comes along to me and says, do you know what? I'm a young black woman. And
That's a great isolated clip. Can you just rewind that 10 seconds?
I've got a lot of sympathy for the blacks. I'm down with the blacks, right? I listen to Biggie Smalls.
I guess that pushes me into a place where I'm going to be more sympathetic towards somebody who comes along to me and says, do you know what? I'm a young black woman. And actually, I feel I don't get treated well by the police.
But it shouldn't do.
I know it shouldn't.
It shouldn't do, Alistair, because this is the problem.
Closer.
Can I just make my point? Because those people who were the traditional Labour voters, like people I grew up with, like the bloke that I'm talking about, grew up in Middlesbrough, who just go, Labour don't represent me.
Yeah, but hold on.
Fellas, Francis is finally speaking. Hands that heel in the chat.
I'll give you another one. You talk about the white working class. I go to loads of football matches, okay? And you'll hear lots and lots of white working class people say they don't like the way that they're treated by the police when they're just trying to have a day out of the football, okay? My point is that the way you were framing this for me is how I was taking this, is that because of DEI, that policing in this country has become two-tier, phrase you used, by which we mean... Oh, sorry, I thought you did. Well, maybe you were quoting
this is what you...
Okay, so... But two-tier policing, two-tier care, all this stuff.
It rhymes, so that's why it took off, I think.
Well, yeah, for sure. And that's how populist communication works. It's the way
That's how populist communication works.
What the fuck? This is what James Lindsay does with the fucking woke right. Where he'll just go, it's so woke right. What's woke right? Oh, you don't know.
he just means the plebs, right?
Yeah.
All of this he just means the opinions of the plebs, right? The plebs are getting worked up about nothing, okay? Their concerns can be safely disregarded, and they wouldn't even have these concerns if it wasn't for social media, right? So all the rapes and all the murders and no, right? If it weren't for social media, hardly anyone would know about it. It's just the most elitist framing possible. Of course, if you're a black woman, then he'd give it a shit.
Right.
That's how all communication
Exactly,
works.
exactly. Okay. But and I would argue that the real, if there is two-tier policing, okay, and let's agree that there is.
Okay.
And let's agree that it's all bad.
Of course.
Okay, right?
It's bad when black people are not treated fairly, right?
Correct.
So it's also bad when other groups of people are not treated fairly.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying.
What is not bad is if when the police are out doing a pride march.
Oh, yeah, we played this bit. Played this bit. Okay, wait, let's see. What else have we got?
Picking at the chicken, baby.
Yeah, what's this?
Down to the vine.
This podcast. Oh, I remember I was walking down the street in North London. There's a guy, this is a number of years ago, came up to me and was, Labour, and he was talking about growing up on a council estate in Middlesbrough, single mum. And he wanted to talk to me about white privilege. And at one point, I thought, mate, I'm not the one saying these views. He was like, why am I privileged?
Francis is surprisingly animated in this one.
He's starting to get a backbone. I think this guy is so delusional where it's okay, mate, I let a lot of stuff just water off a duck's back. I let a lot of stuff go. Francis is dude, you're acting like none of this exists. That might be what it is.
Yeah, I reckon that's what it is. I reckon Francis is discovering his whiteness.
Dude, Francis has the best gig. It's better than being a 12th man on a basketball team. It's way better than being backup in the fucking MLB. He doesn't have to do a goddamn thing. Bless that man's heart.
Because I'm white when I grew up in poverty. real poverty. And I looked around. And
wait, no.
Do you for the very end of the stream? Do you have the Francis video about him speaking the song?
No, I don't. Wait,
Okay.
I want to see. I want to see the concerned face.
I know, and people who listen to his podcast. I remember I was walking down the street in North London. There was a guy. This is a number of years ago. Came up to me and was Labour, and he was talking about growing up on a council estate in Middlesbrough, single mum, and he wanted to talk to me about white privilege. And at one point, I thought, mate, I'm not the one saying these views. He was like, why am I privileged because I'm white when I grew up in poverty?
Dude, what is he, a fucking black rapper? And he has,
The elite is listening to your concern.
Dude, he has a new album dropping soon.
The elite really cares about your problems, Francis.
Oh my god.
So disingenuous. Oh yes.
I hear you and I feel what
I
you're
hear
saying.
you. Fucking hell.
Real poverty. And I looked around, and most of the people I knew came from poverty. We had no privilege, and yet people within the Labour Party, people within the intelligentsia, the modern left, are pointing the finger at me and telling me I'm privileged, and that really angered people.
Yeah, I get that, but were they really pointing?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Oh, but were they really, right? All of the messaging, right? From the elite, from the BBC, from the government. Oh my God, the countryside is too white. Oh my God, do you have white privilege? Oh, but is it really you? They're talking like, maybe it wasn't you, Francis. Maybe it was those other whites. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, shut the fuck up. It's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'm not sure. Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm really not sure. You see, this is what I think. Look, is it?
Come on.
No, I think this whole woke debate.
Okay.
Is I find it. And what does it even mean? Woke is about believing in playing a role in trying to deliver some kind of social justice. That is what woke is meant to mean.
Well, oh my god.
Social
it's
justice.
believing in yes, and social justice is communism and it's social justice actually isn't communist. I really need to erase that from my vocabulary. It is specifically taking along. It is specifically repairing the world. And they will admit this, as we've shown before, I'm sure.
Woke has become a catch-all term of abuse.
Not really.
Yes, it
I can define it for you if you like.
Yeah, okay, we already played this bit. Okay, right. So, right, that's enough of that. Right,
That's enough of that. I wish we had that Francis Foster song.
I'm gonna have a fucking embolism. Wait, let me try and find it. Hang on.
It really is so perfect. So many people in the chat noticed that, there he is. He's finally speaking. It's his big day.
Wait, hang on. I might have it in my archive. Hang on.
Oh, you would have to go to your archive, definitely.
Yeah. Where is it?
It's not just hanging out on the internet.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
We'll find it one day.
Oh, it's such a good song. It's such a good song. Wait, maybe if I search for Francis.
Yes.
Instead.
That must be one of those.
Is this the one?
Also, fellas. Oh yeah.
I think this is it.
Well, and
no, it's not.
We've opposed
That's just him talking.
politics from the start, because once you start going down this rabbit hole of going,
no, he
this
was
is a
sitting
special
down.
group, and this is a special group, and that's a special group, and but these people, they're not special at all. In fact,
that's them
then
talking
get into
down
trouble,
to a
because
victim of
eventually-
sexual assault from a Muslim.
Oh,
I've used that
yeah.
clip as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But if you are going to look for that, I'll run some defense right now. Fellas, it's happening. White nationalism versus Christian nationalism, or as Atlas Thug says, whites versus Christ, or as I say, race first versus God first. Okay, it has been escalated to one of the most prominent leaders of a pro-white movement, let's say, and Joel Webbin, a Protestant, but also quite a prominent voice for Christian nationalism as a whole. At some point, so this is released on July 22nd is when that's gonna come out. Every once in a while, I have Fist on my solo stream as a guest. It's not an Ardy and Fist, so probably at some point late July, early August, there's going to be a third Ardy talking to Fist, where he's going to be on in a week. So that will happen at some point, because I was already talking to Fist about this paganism versus Christian and whatnot, because we get a lot of that in the chat. I feel as though this will be an excellent jumping off point for that conversation.
And because I used to be a pagan, I've seen this from both sides as well. And I think that's sort of important, because a lot of the Christians talking about this, they've never actually sort of like seen it from the inside.
And then when that happens, there's like pagans that have a misconception of Christianity that they're targeting, and then Christians are targeting a misconception about paganism.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
No more brother wars, right? Yeah.
No more brother wars. Yeah. Let's super chats, shall we?
Sure.
Get out of here.
All right.
King Spectre for $5.
I love that one, dude.
If you had to make a guess, how many words do you think Francis speaks on the average episode? I don't know. I mean, he's very, very talkative. This one, it's good to see.
Under 100.
You know, because he's white. So you know this affects him basically. Right?
I know, but he really bought into the demoralization, though.
Frankenstein for $10. Ardy, are you a friend?
Hey, let me give the man his due over here, you know?
Ardy, are you a fan of Berserk? What I am asking, of course you are. Casca is both brown and brain dead. Your perfect waifu.
No, I can't. I've encountered this as well, where like, have you seen the like there's been I shouldn't even say this. Have you seen the videos of like a girl with a banging body that shows her face and she has Down syndrome?
Yeah,
if a woman being too stupid at this point is unfuckable to me. She couldn't be brain dead, right? It's tough. They really trick you with it.
King Spectre for $5.
Oh, dude, the fucking man is made of lightning.
I've done it. I was so arrogant and retarded. I spurred the golem to speak. Yep. Chuck steak for $5. If Francis doesn't stop being so uppity, Constantine might just have to find a new slave.
Right.
Bro, I don't know. He's got a part of the furniture now, I guess. And Dillweed for $10.
Hello there, mate.
Boomers live in a reality where the average brown is breakdancing or doing some Michael Jordan shenanigans. 80s nostalgia is a different kind of drug. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Right? Like when they think of minorities, when they think of immigration, they think of like the football team, right? Or like, you know, the nice Indian down at the corner shop or like whatever. Like they don't live in the Negro Coast, right? Or the like, no. So yeah. I think that's it.
Oh, terrific. So you guys are being sent over to Focus Trip, and you can say whatever weird things you would like to say over there, okay? You can be a big old weirdo if you want. I think it's a gun YouTube channel. Oh, God.
Miscegenator, it's only $2. We don't only read like super chats that are $5 and over. But for you, Miscegenator, being a disciple of George Droid, don't forget to create more half-breed mutants.
How do I explain this to the National Socialist that wants to talk to me in a couple of weeks? I've been trying to broach a conversation with him softly because he'll see some of this stuff, and I'm like, "We good? Do you have any questions?" And so I don't know. I don't know what I look like to anybody.
Just embrace the brown inside you, Ardy. It will know what to say.
No. See, I can't come back. I can't come back from any of these jokes. I don't know. No one's ever been put in this position before. On the right wing, especially. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. I have been Fist. He has been Ardy. We will be back on Tuesday. And I hope you have a great weekend, guys. Yes. To all the employment, I hope your shifts go well. May all the people that you have to like serve not be retarded, and and just blessings to all of you and to the chat. Have a lovely weekend.
And I believe I will be streaming tomorrow and Sunday, so I think I will be putting out a Saturday stream and Sunday stream. With the amount of stuff I have on my plate, be on the lookout for that. During the day, I usually send a post to let you know when it's going to be going live, which is usually 7:30 p.m. Fellas!
So wait, which one are you doing tomorrow? Because if some of your
No.
hilarious.
No. Tomorrow is Vrillium, and then Sunday is supposed to be Connor. I have to start my my counterpoints series. There's a lot. There's a lot of
I got to come along for the William stream. That's gonna be Kino.
I don't know if you can handle it, mate. But here's the thing. I use all of my brain power to do this, and now I can start thinking about the stream. So that's why I always make it kind of tentative to see what I'm gonna do. Fellas, have a fantastic night. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone.